curtain call. The wings are waiting for the night to fall. Spread over the stage, can't keep me out. I've always pummeled through the doors of doubt. Power through the blanks, wait for base. This riddle's just a race. Old self-pity's glance, this city's ways. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spice, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. Listening, the ripple of a heartbeat quickening. Fear behind the eyes, amnesia prey. The broken bones litter the alleyways. Terror from the skies. Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. I'm not laughing at the irony. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spite, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. The chill of the shadow that lurks inside the mind. It builds. Breathe the fear out and face it one last time. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spite, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. Now the joke is on me. And now the joke is on me. I am the night.
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Everyone is Warlocks Conflux, the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your dungeon master and storyteller for this whole thing, and joining me today is John.
John, I'm playing Elishard Amasi, the undying Pact of the Host human warder.
And Jeremy.
My name is Jeremy. I'm playing Korshana Thvakri, Kalishtar, Pact of the Chain Warlock.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Cole Estasi, the Pact of the Chain Shifter Warlock.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing a really good Clementine Evans, human archaeologist, and Pact of the Blade Warlock.
And William.
Hi, I'm back. I'm William. I'm playing Wotan Saltspray, the dwarven pirate of the servant of the thing beneath the waves.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Zoe, half-drow Hexblade, Pact of the Blade, who's discovering that before Hexblade was an actual subclass, people used Hexblade to refer to Pact of the Blade people who used hexes heavily, making some of the internet quite confusing.
Indeed. And Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm playing Diamond Qatar, the Earth Genasi, Pact the Archfey Blade Warlock.
And in our last moments in Conflux were spent in hushed tones as the compact crouched in a quiet corner of the water-struck storage warehouse, having infiltrated the isolated ward of Merkdreamer Lanes. With the district under the control of the rival Dreamheart Road Compact, our warlocks have resorted to stealth and subterfuge in an effort to undercut and possibly eliminate their opponents in the great game. Guided via unmarked underground passages by the kobold known as Wimpleton Scraps, the warlocks made their way towards the surface from the Scalebelly Syndicate stronghold, encountering an oddly placed but largely unremarkable soup trolley in the undergress, with only Diamond and Korshana recognizing the proprietor as Diamond's own patron, the archfey known as the Marquis. After a reasonably pleasant conversation that certainly had absolutely no relevance to the great game whatsoever, the compact found themselves clambering up to a broken sewer drain, allowing them to enter Merkdreamer from below. Hearing of a planned execution on the orders of the enemy warlocks and utilizing Zoe's knowledge of her home district, the Hawkshead Compact began formulating a two-pronged plan. One group to scout the Dautrain family manor, and one to investigate whoever it was that's about to be thrown bodily into the endless void beyond Conflux's walls. And so we return to the secluded corner of the yard behind the water-struck storage warehouse, where you guys are all grouped up, and assume that you have probably about an hour or so before this execution is likely to be conducted.
Right.
Right. So we should strategize, make sure that we're prepared in case something goes wrong at either location.
If I could suggest something.
Yes.
Previously, we've used exchanged familiars to be a very low-cost way of exchanging information between groups. Cole, Cora, I understand that it puts you at a disadvantage should things go combat or otherwise dangerous, but it could let us remain better coordinated. Would you two be willing to do that in this context?
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
Which would mean one of you has to stick with the Manor group and one of you has to stick with the Voiding group.
Cora's Quasit, does that show up in Eldritch Sight as something weird? Because he's invisible, right?
So here's what you know about your Eldritch Sight.
It is a limited range.
It is only 30 feet of range. So even if some of the enemy warlocks have that, as long as you're more than 30 feet away, they're not necessarily going to be able to utilize that to pick you out as having aspects or characteristics or even items that stand out from the rest of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
It's not able to be used to pick out things from a distance, but given that invisibility is a active spell, if you've got detect magic up,
It's gonna.
if somebody and somebody who is under the influence of an invisibility spell comes within your 30 feet, you can see the transmutation magic there. I think it's
Cole's
transmutation,
one though.
illusion, whatever it
that's-
is.
So I would like to point one thing out.
Mhm.
If that's a rune, cool. Detect magic specifically says you can use your magic to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
There
Oh.
we go.
Okay,
It
I
doesn't
stand
detect
corrected.
invisibility.
It does
as a
not
rule.
detect invisibility.
That's why see invisibility is its own spell.
Yeah.
That's
Alright,
right.
never
That's the
mind.
one that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Anything. Yeah. So it has to be visible for you to be able to
Okay.
pick it up with detect magic.
Okay.
Now, if they suddenly have
Thank you for the correction.
magic stuff in that location,
Well,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah.
okay.
If
would
we want to see,
Cole's-
yeah,
would those ping on my on if they have radar like mine? Because Cole's Raven
Well,
and Cat are both
Cole
visible.
was, or Jinx was gonna go. I wanted to go see what was going on at the execution, so Jinx would be at the manor.
Okay.
Is that
And
okay,
she-
Cora?
That's fine. I was imagining that I would go on the execution one because I do not possess any magical items, with the exception of the skull.
Relevant question, because I've been gone for a bit and I have not been privy to information being handed out. Is the axe that I have been given is described as a dwarven war axe? Is the vicious quality just a property of its workmanship, or is it actually a magical quality?
It's a property of its workmanship.
Okay, so it has the vicious quality, but it's not actually a magic weapon.
Right.
Okay, good to know.
Jeremy, I don't know if Cora would not tell me about this anyway, but you do have the ring.
Oh, you are correct. I do have the ring, which I could actually just use to be invisible. I keep forgetting that it has that ability,
Sheesh.
which would bypass the whole detect magic thing altogether.
Would have been useful for
Um,
several occasions now.
So an invisible
But-
person in,
But no,
in the crowd is
Jeremy, the wording in that might be a little confusing. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible,
Oh,
to make it look like you
Ah.
are not wearing a ring.
which
Would
then make
still
it not
bypass
noticeable.
detect
Yeah,
magic.
that's-
Right. It would still
that still
bypass the
works.
detect magic thing, because
Fair
then
enough.
the item
Okay.
itself
Yeah.
would not be visible. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, it is not. It does not also function as a ring of invisibility.
Okay.
Cool.
Fair. Fair.
I'm
Good to
good.
know.
I did not make
Um,
it quite that kick-ass.
You have not been not using that then. Okay, good.
Also,
Okay. Good to know.
also, it doesn't matter how far apart if whoever's at the manor, you can just let Jinx know, or whatever familiar you guys take with
Yeah.
you, to get a hold of us, and then we can see through, and you can relay the information to our familiar. So we don't have to walkie-talkie if both of us want to go one way or another, but we can still relay information. And if you take Jinx, she can see invisible stuff. That's why she always chases Cora's closet, even when they're invisible.
Okay, so in that case, we're good with
Yeah.
the
I can
familiar
go with the manner.
situation.
Yeah.
So currently we have Cora, Elishard, and Zoe going towards the manor.
Correct.
Yes, and the rest of us going to the voiding.
So Diamond and Cole and Aurelia want to go to the voiding. Wotan, do you want to come? That puts, because that also means Rorik will be going to the voiding, and Virshana will be going to the manor theoretically, unless Virshana wants to go to the voiding, not stay with Cora. Wotan, which direction do you want to go?
As the person who hasn't been here for 3 weeks has asked which way I want to take the story.
You want to go to an execution or break into a noble house?
To be clear, we're going both directions. It's just which one.
Yeah, I know. What are we expecting to find in Noble's house?
So we're hoping to find the ability, the opportunity to make an ambush there of the compact when they come back, if they come back to there, and if not that, B, information about their operations and their locations.
Through either people or information, the leverage to wrest this district from their control, or at least subvert it to the extent that we can.
Can anyone besides me detect magic? By the way, or is it just me?
Like,
I'll make my way towards the execution then.
I can't.
All right.
Can't either. I can see through things and I can read a lot more stuff now, but that's about it.
Not have detect magic or eldritch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the only one that possesses that capacity in this group, Aurelia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna trade out Cloak of Flies, but I never did. Never mind.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. I did want to go to the execution, but it may be superfluous.
We'll be able to, like, we don't need to be able to.
Well, you're the one who's confident in. If you're going to save someone from the execution, do it subtly.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to do that subtly.
I know you want to go try and see what's going on, save this person maybe, but be careful. If Aurelia is right and they can see magic, you've probably got the most obvious thing that's not itself an artifact.
If you're talking about the Cloak of Protection, we have an hour. I don't mind if somebody else wears it. But I am both your least sneakiest person. But I do have the thing that allows you to be a little more.
That's no longer the case, Diamond. Wotan says, thunking the plate mail he's wearing.
Yeah, I would propose that perhaps we are not a sneaky casing group.
No.
But yeah, it's up to you.
And you don't need to worry. You don't need to necessarily worry about the cloak so long as you stay outside of their range.
And I would have absolutely no idea someone were looking at me like that way.
Yep. We'll stick.
Actually, Jack, question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Given that the cloak is specifically like a drow-made piece of clothing, do I think that it would stand out as, I know Aurelia can see it's magical, but as like something unusual to a surfacer scanning for magic? Would it be the word that I'm trying to say that I can't get out?
As far as whether it just stands out, hey, that's a weird type of cloak. There's a lot of variation in.
Let's say in Merc Dreamer, probably not.
Yeah, throughout Conflux as a whole, and throughout the upper tiered wards specifically, there's a wide range of things. If somebody is a expert tailor and is recreationally analyzing, but for your average passersby, they're just going to see
in the specific context where someone has detect magic.
Yeah.
Given that this is the sort of magical item that exists outside of the game, would it still be something they might consider suspicious?
Or they would probably consider it suspicious if they picked it up on detect magic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the question is, would it visually look important enough to draw their detect magic? like to draw their attention to say, I need to get closer to see if that's magical?
It depends on how overt the person wearing it is being, probably.
Okay.
And we all know that Diamond is the showiest of everybody here.
Yep, she's gonna grab each edge and flap it like wings.
I can
Be
fly.
careful.
Yes.
I'm not
No.
gonna.
No, you're fine. Diamond. I feel like I would be more useful at the execution. It's a gut feeling. I know I'm out in the open, but I got Rorik. He's my shield. He's my rock.
Right.
You made it weird.
So I think we've
Why'd you
figured everything out there.
Yeah.
I'll head to the execution because I should be able to get a nice and up close look.
So, Wotan, Aurelia, Cole,
I
Diamond,
want to try and get a
Rorik.
read on the crowd to see how well liked these people are.
And I'll look over towards Virshana, and I'll sort of just wordlessly indicate left and right for like which side.
You just stand there, finger guns at either side, like yeah.
No.
Fonzieing it up.
Yeah.
Hey, which side you taking?
All right. Virshana will step alongside Cora with a quiet nod.
It checks out.
All right, so we'll stay together heading that way, and then when we get near the mansion, the group that are going to case it will break off, and the rest can continue on.
Good.
Good.
So,
All
if
right.
you'd be so kind as to lead the way.
You do that.
So we go. We go.
All
Gene,
right.
we go.
So you guys are headed off. Okay, so run me down through the manor group one more time.
It's on the chat.
I put it in chat. Correct me if any of
Splendid.
that's wrong.
Okay. Elishard, Zoe, Cora, and therefore Virshana to the house. Yep. that
Yep.
makes sense. Okay.
With,
Yes,
Uh,
and Jinx.
and Jinx.
Yeah, with Jinx
Yep,
coming
Jinx.
with Cora and all going.
Okay.
We were talking about Pokemon earlier. I'm now thinking of like giant thing with big blonde hair.
And Cora, you're sending Shathal.
I'm sending
with
Shathal.
the rest of
with-
the.
Us.
Yep.
Sweet.
Okay.
I like our walkie-talkies.
All right.
I'm taking notes.
One walkie-talkie is far less cooperative.
It's true.
One walkie-talkie requires a bit of supervision, as it were.
I'm particularly impressed with that, Aaron, because I don't take notes with two hands, much less one.
Valid.
I mean, you can't read my handwriting either way, and I am right-handed. And
That's
this is
fair.
my right
That's
hand.
fair.
I've been writing with.
But also, you have to type up like actual
Yeah,
work stuff.
yeah.
So you get a lot more of a pass.
I've spent the past few days writing with the interior ink bladder of an ink pen, rather than the pen itself.
Why?
Because my child broke the ink pen, and this no longer stays inside the pen, and it
Yep.
writes just fine using the bladder by itself.
You can get a new casing
Or
a
it's a lot of
different
effort.
pen.
Or I could just use
Pens
this.
are often free.
I
Or
kind of
Businesses
enjoy.
want to advertise to you by providing you a free pen.
I swear
they
I'm not
didn't.
a sadist, but I kind of enjoy how much that clearly pained you.
So, you guys begin your trek. Go ahead and give me stealth checks, as I assume you're attempting to remain marginally, at least, unobserved.
Pass without a trace is
Yep.
still active, I think.
Must assume it was because it hasn't
Yeah,
been
it
an
only-
hour since we got out of the sewer.
Yeah, because we got out of the sewer, went to a warehouse, talked, and then left again. So, like, it hasn't been that long.
Jack gave us an hour in
Mhm.
the warehouse.
Oh, did it? Oh.
So
Did we take an hour to decide on this very basic plan?
I'll say that it'll probably last at least until the intersection where you
Okay.
guys will be breaking off.
Alright.
So
Okay.
yeah, you can make these stealth checks with your various advantages, disadvantages, etc. with a +10. It is
Yeah.
not, however, dim light. So
Aw.
Yep.
18.
28 or 27.
Yay!
24.
Done. All right, here comes.
No one can hear me.
29. Oh,
Here-
I can hear that.
Yeah, we heard that.
we heard that nobody could hear you.
Yeah, I turned the mute off. 27.
27.
18.
18.
Bringing up the rear.
Well, hey, Vershana and Rorik haven't gone yet, so
You're the same as Cora.
Yeah.
You and Cora hanging out back there.
Exactly.
Also, sorry. I had
Vershana
to
got a
make-
23.
It's like 90 degrees in this room for some reason. I don't know why.
It's freezing here.
Yeah, it's
I will
freezing-
trade you.
It's freezing here too.
It's freezing outside. In this room,
Rorik
though,
got a 28.
90.
Wow.
So again,
Rorik
Vershana
ain't
and
fucking
Rorik
around.
both did better than Cora and me.
They're serious.
They're professionals.
If we could learn from them, we
Nice.
should.
We are clearly not.
I'm in full plate, and I did
Hey.
better.
Yep.
I'm a
So is
professional sneak, and
Yes, you are.
I'm a professional, but not at this.
I'm a professional. You just didn't say.
But you make your way along, and there seem to be a number of other people, not a majority, but the traffic is headed significantly wallward. As you kind of draft along with the crowds, losing yourself intentionally amongst the dense foot traffic and not attracting very much attention at all as you make your way. There's a warder presence out on the streets, however, and Elishard, you probably notice it first, given your background. But everybody can tell that the warders here are dressed differently. Most of them are wearing some level of hooded headgear with a plate metal mask concealing their features. The armor that they wear is less robust and much more on the flexible side than your standard chain and sometimes half plate that your general warder presence elsewhere in the city usually wears.
I tell.
They're a lot more reserved and quiet. You don't see any of them engaging with the public as you go. They seem to be just a constant watching monitor, primarily stationed at street intersections and that sort of thing. Most of them with a longbow and a sword, some of them with shields, but the majority simply seeming to take to a more mobile and flexible type of deployment. They don't seem to be particularly clad for massed defensive kind of bunkering sort of tactics that the warders tend to utilize, given their general employment elsewhere in Conflux.
So, to my mind,
Um.
seeing this information, a couple of different things pop in, and I'd like to see if there's anything I could roll to figure out if any of them are correct or not.
Okay.
One, they're intentionally hiding their faces because they're not sure if this will last long, and they're not sure where their loyalties are going to lie at the end of this whole thing. So, able to be recognized as, hey, you were one of the warders working for that compact. If the compact loses. Two, they're not warders. They are something else posing as warders, but are not actually warders. Or three, they are the compact's grip on the warders is so complete that they have effectively completely changed the way the warders function in the district. Or four,
Give me
this
an
is how they
insight
always
check.
work.
Jack, is there
Yeah.
anything that I would just know or could roll in terms of like, does this strike Zoe as different or unusual, or is this just how the warders of this district sort of would be, but upped because things are serious right now?
Well, Zoe, as a former resident
Yeah.
of Merc Dreamer, knows that this is a definite different
Okay.
outward display. This is not their usual equipment. They tended toward the more traditional Conflux warder kind of iteration where they could do like sort of the in a pinch the Roman phalanx formation and do the whole sword and board thing, or squares with shields, that sort of.
Elishard is currently getting a vibe that these are more hunters and less guards.
That's not entirely incorrect. You feel like any one of those explanations could hold about as much water as the other. Yeah. You're really not able to parse which one of those, if any, is more accurate to the current situation.
So, speeding up or dropping back to wherever Zoe is in the crowd. Zoe, are these how the warders in Merc Dreamer are normally outfitted?
No, this is different. I wouldn't say that these people would be, the people that I'm familiar with would be incompetent with weapons like bows, but I think of them for more bunkering. Standard.
These feel more like hunters.
Could I get maybe some sort of like insider combat check?
Sure.
Being criminally.
And I'm just curious, numbers wise.
24.
This seems like a lot of guards, more than usual. It's more than usual for the type of event that's happening right now. That's all.
That'd be a history check for you, Aurelia.
Okay.
With your 24 there for Zoe, you take, now that it's sort of been drawn to your attention a little more specifically, you start watching closely. And as you go along, you start noticing slight differences in posture. And occasionally, when the movement of the crowd sort of forces your group a little closer to wherever they're stationed, and you glance out of the side of your eye to try and catch a glimpse of some sort of clue or hint as to what might be going on. You swear behind one mask you see kind of a dull glow to the eyes in the shadow behind the metal plate.
It's definitely different. So, Jack, I have a question that I thought that the players had learned at some previous point. Am I correct in remembering that there are some affiliated with Merc Dreamer warders or something else on the borders? Watching the borders? They locked it off?
Yes. So basically the primary, obviously the whole you can't get there unless you've dreamed about it already thing limits the traffic in. But since Merc Dreamer went into full-on secession mode, anybody who out from the outside could get in was just hard stopped at the gates that lead in by the actual warders themselves, and basically told no entry.
Yeah. So I'll whisper back to Elishard. Could the traditional warder force have been redirected to reinforce the gates?
Absolutely. But then what would that make these?
Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, could the traditional warrior...
wait.
To be clear, I'm whispering.
Could you not hear me or Zoe? Because I
couldn't hear John.
Okay, it was me. Let me up my volume. Absolutely, but what would that make these?
One moment. and scoots through the group because I had a fairly high stealth check to Aurelia. That magic site doesn't cost you anything, right?
Nope.
Can you look at the warders just next time we pass by some?
Sure thing. And I'll do so. Did I got a 20 on the history check?
So public executions usually garner a greater show of force. It's an upset to the normal social order of the city, and so you usually want increased security presence there. The only times that it hasn't necessitated that is when the individual in question is so universally reviled in public opinion that there's, but even then, celebratory rioting is a
crowds,
thing. Right.
It's crowds of people.
Right. So yeah, you wouldn't be, I mean, if you came back 2 days later and they were exactly there, then you'd be like, okay,
yeah,
that might be a little.
Does the proportion of guards seem reasonable to me? Basically,
proportion of guards seems fairly reasonable.
Okay,
considering what's going on. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then I'll take a look when we pass by another one to see if...
And I'm gonna like sort of sidle.
And could I get an Arcana check if it's possible? These are like some sort of magical creature.
Yeah, you could roll Arcana for that.
I'm gonna drop back to where Cora is. Cora, could you pass this along to everybody? These are not the normal warders. They're, I don't know what, but we need to watch ourselves more than usual here.
In what way are they not normal?
They look more like they're hunters, like they are proactively looking for something rather than guarding like normal warders would. I just want everybody to be cautious because our normal antics we might get away with under normal circumstances, but these seem different.
Yeah.
Aurelia, since you're trying to observe somebody without being detected yourself, I'll need a deception check.
Okay.
Just for your information, Jack, my Raven hasn't been on my shoulder since we left the warehouse that we were hiding in. It's been up above, kind of just circling, following us, beeline-ish.
Sounds good.
Changed my perception to reflect that, and I just realized how much.
The bird is so good.
Yeah, for real. I have a decent.
Aurelia, you quietly conceal the casting of the spell, activating your ability to see the various threads of magic that pursue the general area. Obviously, your companions light up the most. Korashana more than anybody. Wherever they have that skull hidden, there is a crap ton of magic pouring off that thing. And then you turn your eyes toward these strangely attired warders. And like a clammy gray mist wrapped in webs and shrouding their entire being, they are dripping necromancy. At which point, you guys have reached the turnoff.
If Aurelia has a second before she moves on,
I'll relay that information. Those are undead.
I did pass on also.
Right. Mm-hmm. So everybody has been apprised of what Cora was asked to transmit to the rest of.
Those are undead. That's what like Elishard pulled up from the corpses.
They're undead on the hunt.
With the 14 Arcana, would that make some sense to me? I can also pull up undead corpses for the record.
Yeah. If I need to make Arcana,
roll me an Arcana check, Aurelia. Actually,
yeah. In case there's other options. That was my first thought. But 25.
So it's not the same extent or intensity of necromancy that you've seen from an actual true zombie skeleton.
Okay.
there is a large amount of necromantic magic wrapped around these things.
Okay.
It does not entirely suffuse their being. They've got quantity, but not necessarily intensity in the same way, if that makes sense.
Okay. Does that give me? Do I have any idea what that might indicate instead of a zombie? Then?
You do not have
No
really
idea?
any background. You could make me a religion check if you wanted.
I'll try.
Okay.
They are
with-
surrounded by necromantic magic, not suffused with
6.
it.
Yep. Yeah, no, you don't really know anything about
Cool.
the various components that go into the different gradations. And,
Or yeah, I'm not
but
quite.
with the 14 that you had on your Arcana there, Zoe, that does make sense. They're not entirely holding themselves in a normal, just standard biological organism, comfortable sort of way. They're a little twisted, a little
Could
tilted.
that have accounted for the flashes I saw behind the eyes?
Yeah, could have.
So
Mhm.
remember how I'm really bad at remembering my abilities?
Yeah.
So I have just noticed that I have the sage background,
Uh-huh.
which means I have the researcher ability.
Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
could have been researching.
This kind of thing, if I don't necessarily have a background to know where it is, do I know where to find said information?
About like making undead
Yeah.
and that sort of
Well,
thing.
what they are.
What they are.
So the specifics are if you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore. If you don't know that information, you often know where from whom you can obtain it.
You absolutely do.
Okay.
There is, you might call it a university. It's called the Great Academy of the Holy and Profane. Boasts the most complete religious library in the city. It's a campus on Hallowdoors, where most of the priests and laity from all the city's temples and shrines tend to make their way in order to research, record knowledge and history related to their respective faiths. They even maintain segments of the library devoted to the less respectable and shunned cults of evil that have sometimes cropped up or continued thriving beneath the surface of Conflux. Light or dark, religious knowledge is fairly well concentrated at the Great Academy.
Why have I not gone there yet?
Who knows?
Hell, because nobody's ever asked about it before now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really quick, Jack, this would have probably come up before we got to the intersection, so before it really
Okay,
scanning.
sure. Mhm.
I code as undead 2 undead entities.
Yeah.
Both among the dead and also my undying nature, but specifically among the dead. Undead have difficulty harming you. If they target you directly, they have to make a will save, etc., or wisdom save, etc. But what that means to me, at least, is that other undead can sense that I am undead as well. So, has there been any with that information that you now have? Would there have been any other reactions to me passing by from these warders?
Okay. My read on Among the Dead specifically is that the effect only takes place if the undead targets you directly with an attack or a harmful spell.
Okay.
So if they're just passively observing and just watching for normal sort of things, you're not going to be this like beacon of dark energy and everybody's going to be like, huh?
Okay, cool. I just wanted to
Right.
I just wanted
Now,
to make
if
sure
they-
that was
if
known.
they have right, yeah. If you
information.
have already caught their attention and they try to directly engage you, the necromantic energy in you interferes with the necromantic energy in them, and it's sort of that, same polar magnets repel kind of thing
Cool.
as a parallel.
Just
probably
wanted
isn't-
to make sure
Yeah,
that was
But
known.
yes, no, I am familiar with your Among the Dead feature, and it was taken into account.
Got it.
So just throw Elishard in the middle of these guys. And
So
then-
understanding
hope
that we're
that-
now at the intersection,
Right.
I'll
Mhm.
go back to Elishard and Cora
Okay.
and Virshana, but
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll lean over to Zoe. What did Aurelia learn?
They're necromantic, not quite like your zombies, but cloaked.
I'll, before we split up, lean over to Victoria. Before we split up, if you could pass that along, just so everyone is fully apprised of what the warders are.
Yes, I will pass that along.
All right.
To be clear, if you're asking me to pass along and we're all still generally right together, are you asking me to mentally
do it so that
okay.
we don't have to
I
repeat
was confused.
Yeah,
because I was like, I turn to the rest of the group and I say what was just said.
You are better at
wants you all to
telephone than
know.
the rest of
Ella
us.
Shard's thinking, to be clear, is that the less we say it out loud, the less chances it's overheard.
Absolutely no, that's absolutely fair. I was just.
I like the idea that Zoe's
It was just a game of telephone.
version is we don't want this to be a game of telephone where by the time Aurelia tells Zoe, who tells Woden, who tells Diamond, who tells Cole, Cole's like, the docks are full of bread?
And then he turns into a bird and then fly. No, I'm just
flies
kidding.
towards the docks because he
Bread?
wants that
I
bread.
like bread. I like bread.
When
Bread.
we have the opportunity, since regardless, I think this bears looking into. There is a place that we can go that I've been meaning to go for a while because I would think that might have some information on my patron.
I mean,
Absolutely.
In that place, that is that place that I would say if I had that tab up in front of me.
Great
at this
Academy of the
moment.
Holy and
Holy
Hallodoors, no,
Profane.
Hallodoors.
Hallodoors, yeah.
I knew that part. I was talking about the district.
Yep.
We've
Cool.
been there before.
Walked past it so many times.
Like we've walked
You should have
past it
said
like
something.
3 times.
Actually, no. The only time you guys were in Hallodoors was when you were in the Great Press, and you guys were a little distracted at that point.
No.
Also, I wasn't there for that.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, and since we referenced the dreams that you guys had regarding, specifically, if you describe those dreams, the place where the ever blooming lily was, Wotan would have recognized as the Fens.
Yeah, we did describe it to the group.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the fence.
So we
Yes.
know the lily is in the Fens, and the we've
Luckstone is
seen
is
the
in Trick Towns.
and
Yeah.
we've seen the was it a dwarf or a halfling?
Dwarf.
We've seen the dwarf that has the Luckstone in Trick Towns.
Yep.
Good to know.
All right.
Now we split up.
You guys split off. It's a fairly short walk up to the thoroughfare from which this enemy compact takes its name. Dautrain Manor is along Dreamheart Road. And as you approach, it's a fairly quiet street currently. Not a lot of foot traffic. You guys approach from a distance, trying to, sort of gain a perceptive view of the surrounding area rather than, I assume, walking up and ringing the doorbell. The stone walls of this mansion are periodically interrupted by large panes of glass, apparently nearly an inch or two thick from your current angle of view, with dense streaks and swirls and bubbles marring the clarity of it. Apparently an aesthetic choice by the architect, probably enclosing either a sitting room or a conservatory or something to the interior. First thing you notice as you make your way is that it does have a single entrance through the high gates and fences around the perimeter of the property. A pair of armored figures clad in that same purple and gray of the warders that you've seen in your walk to this point stand on the entry platform behind a street-facing sort of gazebo attachment. A small turret overlooks that front approach, and you can see narrow openings in the upper level of it, affording some sort of archery vantage, you would assume. It's a weird mashup of, sort of opulent artistry and defensible architecture. But to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at,
It's a fort.
kind of. Okay. So you guys obviously are not quite this close. But you guys are in this center section. And yes, there are clearly indicated secret doors, yada, yada, yada. You can see the interior, blah, 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 whatever.
Can the people on the gazebo see us as we approach? Are we like just on the
If
street,
you
or-
were to walk up the entry, yes, you would be in clear sight of them as
Okay.
you approach.
But we can stop
Given-
before we
You can, yeah, you
Excellent
can see
history.
this like from across the street, kind of thing,
Got it.
looking
Both
through
with-
the main gates. Yeah.
Given my professional history, both in Mercdramer and specifically the roles I have played in assassination plots, do I have any idea where the sort of servant entrance around back, the people they don't want coming up to the door would be? If there's any.
As far as that goes, you assume that there might be some sort of back entrance or other. But with a building this placed towards security, you're not entirely sure, but making a circuit of the building does reveal a single side entrance over this side that you can see from across the street.
All right.
Neither
Neither Cora or Elishard has teleport, right?
I mean, I do have a teleport. I have a I can reposition, which allows myself and 2 others to teleport 30 feet.
Yeah.
But it's
I
I
may
can
have
dimension
Misty's-
door, but that's yeah.
Oh, well,
That's
I may
what-
have. I think I might have Misty Step. Hold on. I had to close out all my browser tabs, so I'm coming back into Roll20.
and I'm just
Um,
looking at reposition real quick. So you can target up to 3 friendly creatures, one of which can be yourself within 30 feet. Each target teleports to an unoccupied space of its choosing that it can see within 30 feet of itself. And when you cast a spell slot of 5th level or higher, which I cast at 5th level at the moment, I can target 1 additional friendly creature for each slot above 4. So I can get, because there's only 4 of us, I could get all 4 of us. I could give all 4 of us the ability to teleport 30 feet within to a place you can see twice.
And I do not have Misty Step.
We could do that in the back entrance. Dimension door is further, but I can only take 1 person with me.
For what it's worth, the density and impurities in the glass, it transmits an amount of light, but it does block line of sight.
Yeah, but we could get to the door though.
You can get to the door, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could get to a back door. Can we see that patio that's on the far side?
If you make a circuit of the building, which
Yeah,
you
I mean,
have
I
time
assume
to
we are
do,
taking
yeah.
our
Yeah,
time.
we're
If you're
casing the
taking your
joint.
time, if you're taking your time casing the joint, you can see pretty much everything on the first floor, and you can determine that there's this balcony there's these small balconies on the second floor as well.
Are they guarded?
Make me a perception check.
Can do.
Yeah, this is as far at the moment at least we're in that take your time, walk slowly, be unobtrusive, don't draw attention to yourself, look at all the angles before doing
Right.
anything mode.
Your payday heist is currently in casing mode.
Yes, we're currently in casing mode.
Yeah. Zoe, the other 2 of you are having a hard time finding a decent angle. Zoe, you're able to catch a brief flash of movement on the upper balcony, indicating a single guard. You would guess up there.
There's at least 1 guard up there.
And a couple on
But-
the balcony in front.
Second floors tend to be where people live. They tend to be where or things that they don't want someone they're entertaining to see would be stored.
And we're gonna want to get rid of the guards anyways if this ends up being our ambush point, but that'll be for later. Also looking to see, and I don't know if I will pass this idea to Zoe as well, and Cora because we're all right there next to each other. If there are any sewer entrances on the street or nearby the street that might connect to, because I'm assuming a house this big has bathrooms and a cellar. And so seeing if there are any sewers nearby that might connect either to a wall of the cellar or to a drainage pipe or something, which might give us another way to get somebody inside.
Give me a perception check.
Yay, eventually I had to roll higher than a 10.
You do find a single sort of sewer grate entrance that you think might connect to the general region. You don't know if it would go adjacent to a wall or have a direct drainage.
But a location we could investigate further.
A location you could certainly investigate and see.
So we're still taking our time waiting for everybody at the execution point, but we could try going into the sewers and seeing if we could find a connecting wall or a drainage outflow from the manor. That might give us another option to get inside.
Indeed.
That might not be a bad idea. This seems like a difficult thing to tackle with only half of us, and no offense, but we're not a sneaky bunch.
Absolutely. I don't know
You're
if
not
we'll,
wrong.
I don't know if we'll be able to get in on our own yet.
I'm trying to think of what the most important things for us to get out of this are. There's various possibilities. We could sneak one person inside, and then when we regroup with the rest, that person could open some door and let everyone in. Which would probably be me.
Yeah, I think if we can get at least one person inside to start doing at the very least getting guard positions, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
We need the information that we will need in order to take and hold this place if we desire to use it as an ambush. Guard positioning, entrances and exits, any other ways to get in and out of the building. So secret passages through the sewers or secret passages through any adjacent buildings, things like that. And Jack, correct again. Stop me if I start saying things that a warder might not know. Noble manors typically have secret passages in and out. So they might connect to one of the nearby buildings if one of the nearby buildings that don't look like they're connected. It might connect to the sewers. It might connect out into something else entirely.
And they usually have secret passages so servants can do things without disrupting the main inroads.
Exactly. If I were a noble in a place like this with that felt the need to fortify my house, indicating the fort-like structure in front of us, the way they have, I would definitely have a sewer exit.
That would make sense.
So do we want to
or be reasonable at least?
So do we want to try to get down below the street and see if we can find anything?
Sure.
All right.
Can we do that stealthily, Jack?
You can make stealth rolls.
All
Yep.
right.
You don't have your plus 10 anymore.
No, we don't.
So I'm very sorry, Virshana.
Since we're going into the sewers, do I get dim light?
Once you're in the sewers, you'll have dim light.
Good try.
I'm going to use.
I'm asking whether or not that applies to this roll.
No,
It doesn't apply to this roll. No.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration for this
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes.
because that
I'm
was
so
fucking
petty.
awful.
Yeah.
Very loud at removing
Wow.
this grate.
Like with your base,
Look,
with
this
your
is why I didn't want to try and sneak anywhere.
Yeah.
Inspiration's advantage, correct?
no inspiration is you roll a d8 and add it.
Isn't
Yeah, it's a D8.
It's different for literally all 4 people I know that use inspiration as GM inspiration.
I use it like bardic inspiration generally.
Yeah.
Kind of with
And
a D8 base.
and that has been consistent. We just keep forgetting.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
well
so
that's
Jeremy,
good.
roll yeah, so Jeremy's at an 18. There you go, bud.
Should I roll
Fuck
for
y'all.
Jinx?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for Jinx.
Okay.
And
I love that the
I
base
can't wait
rolls-
for Jinx to
22.
outdo this.
yeah, Jinx.
Look, Jinx is a cat. Of course, Jinx is the stealthiest.
I love
among
that.
us.
Like your guys' rolls were 8, 9, 10, and 10, and with disadvantage, Virshana rolled an 11.
so we're loud, but hopefully all these guards are weird necromantic puppets that are only programmed to attack if we get on the grounds.
I mean, the way I interpret this is that Elishard and Zoe are about to get gang rushed while Cora with the cat on their shoulder just gonna go doopy doopy doopy.
Fine.
Hey, I got a 15 by the time it was over because I
That's
also
true.
burned.
It's fine. I'm the only one that sucks, and I'm the one they'll have a harder time attacking, hopefully, theoretically.
All right, what actually happened?
If things actually go as planned.
Well, I have to roll for the guard, the single guard that might be able to see you right now. Where'd he go? There
Roll a
he is.
1. Roll a 1. Come on, natural 1.
All right.
He got hit in the face with a
Their
custard
skill.
pie.
Given your comparative averages of 15, 18, 11, and 9.
And a 22.
And a 22.
And actually, and a 22.
The cat
yeah.
bringing up the average.
18, 22, 11, 9. Let me. No, I don't want the calendar. I want the calculator. Fuck you, computer.
But they have the same first 3 letters.
I know. Well, ties go to the defender.
Yay!
You guys literally average exactly a 15. He rolled exactly a 15. So you
Some chocolate
managed
with a cat.
by the skin of your fucking teeth, especially helped by the cat somehow. I'm not going to try and narratively come up with a reason that works.
Well,
Blessings of the Raven Queen upon you.
But yep, slip down into the sewers, and the only thing that catches the guard's attention is apparently the rattle of the grate as you pull it closed behind you. He looks to see what's happening, but by that point, nothing's happening in his view line. So
What was that noise?
it's
Right.
that very cinematic, like the thing settles still just before feet walk
Right.
across it.
right, yeah, cling, cling. Yep. Which brings us to the group at the execution.
Good, because I can go pee.
As you round the corner, having traversed through the following streets that separated you in the distance between the Dautrain Manor and the wall itself, you come into view of the execution venue. You see a large crowd has already gathered, standing between you and the rising stairs, where a cluster of figures are assembled atop the wall. 3 of them atop the wall are armed and armored, while a gaunt figure in robes stands slightly to one side, leaning heavily on a tall staff. The 5th and final person on the top of the wall is a slim figure, manacled, cloth tied tightly around the lower half of their face, short hair, slim features. But most of the crowd's attention, however, is focused on the formally dressed figure of Gabald Dautrain. He stands atop a large crate serving as sort of a makeshift stage, placing his position probably 3 to 4 feet above the headline of the crowd. He's ringed by a series of those hunter-clad warders in front of him. And he seems to be giving a public speech to the assembled masses. Anybody trying to listen, roll a perception check.
Well, this might be a perception check anyways. But again, remember how I've got all those things?
Yeah.
I never mention them.
Yeah.
I'm also observant, which
Yeah.
means that if I can see their mouth, and it's a language I understand, I can interpret it.
Yeah, but aren't you back
in
at
a
the manor?
store?
Oh, wrong place.
Sorry.
Jeremy, we're currently doing James Bond. They're doing Weekend
Work.
at Bernie's.
I don't know.
Rude.
I
first
would've,
of all.
Before we got, yeah, no, never mind.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I missed the
The
transition.
map
over.
changed for those of you watching.
Oh, there's a crowd.
Yeah.
That is a representative crowd. There's probably about 3 or 4 times as many people there, but I didn't feel like making that many tokens.
Look, when,
It's a
Don't
crowd
matter.
of tokens.
it's a crowd of
You made
tokens.
Tokens that are different from each other.
Yeah, just
Look
copy,
at 'em.
select all, copy, paste, Jack. Jeez.
Actually, you know what?
That
No,
looks-
I'm never mind.
There are a couple of the same guy twice. Yeah.
No, I copied some of them.
You,
All right.
I did make a
More
very
than
different
one,
crowd.
but-
I'm proud of you, Jack. It looks good.
Shathal is there though, so Shathal can make a perception check.
Yes, that is correct. But
Bring
I
up
was
the
gonna say
average.
that, but the odds that I just decide at this point, as like we're sneaky
Oh,
past
yeah, I
cards, to
should
say
yeah.
I think I should completely blind and deafen myself.
I blame it on my bird not being on my shoulder.
Rorik's going to make a perception check, but he's not trying to listen. He's looking for other things.
Mm. Y'all are
Instead-
so perceptive. I'm so proud of you. I'm
One of-
not
one
paying
of-
attention, apparently.
One of the faces in the crowd looks like Nigel Thornberry, and it's bothering me.
Well, now I have to find him.
Cody, your
This was
problem
not
is
meant to
that-
be a Where's Waldo map. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
you done goofed then, Jack.
Cody, your problem is that instead of having the cat that you normally have, you have a little demon figure that's currently like trying to slowly, not like stab, but like press a nail there and just slowly increase pressure.
Right, just
Yeah.
to see how far he can get.
Yeah, just to
And
see
what
when I'll
comes
smack
out when
the
he
hand
does.
away.
Right.
Oh, I see him.
All right. So Gabal is standing on the crate here
Yeah.
and is addressing the crowd. Aurelia and Wotan can hear what he's saying. Nobody else, none of the rest of you really can. Merc Dreamer stands stronger today, my friends. Our invading warlocks hang lifeless behind me. And you guys can see a number of spears driven into the wall and probably several days decayed corpses that are just stabbed through somewhere in the upper torso area, just limp and hanging. And today marks the capture of the elusive Quinn Greymark, who ferried them past our borders and did their very best to upset the new order that we have established here within our own walls. We do not bow to the authority of those outside. We are the Dreamborn. We are those whose lives are defined by the walk of the barrier between wakefulness and sleep. We are those who know the secrets that lurk within the mind. We are those who cheat death and come out the other side. But for Greymark, there shall be no return from that veil. For Greymark will fall out of this city, out of our very memories eternally, to perish alone, isolated, flung far from home, from family, from what friends they might still have in these streets. And if those friends stand here under my voice, mark my very words, you too will be found shortly.
Is there a quiet place that's sort of out of people's sight range that I can walk to?
You can sidle up behind the crowd a bit if you
Because
want.
I'm looking for a quiet place where I can just very quietly lift my eye patch and use my crawling eye. Because Arcane Eye is invisible.
Right. Go ahead and make me a deception check.
All right. I'm supposed to be good at those. Let's see how the die agrees with me. 17. Yeah.
17.
Solid.
All right. So you sort of just find a spot, kind of duck your head down a little bit, peel the eye patch back. That dead orb that still hangs in that socket slithers out. You feel the cold tissue kind of roll down your cheek, and then it's gone and invisible.
And I lay the eye patch back down. And I'm just gonna, through the arcane eye, I'm gonna get a closer look at what is going on around the pedestal. Specifically, I'm trying to see, get a better view of the guy who's about to be shunted, and also the corpses that have been nailed to the walls.
Okay. Go ahead, and given that you can that your eyeball is invisible and you can pretty much get it as close as you need, go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage.
22.
22. All right. So you're trying to look at the prisoner and the corpses.
And the corpses.
The corpses themselves, there are 5 of them. And they seem to be probably 3 days to a week dead by your best guess.
Are they warlocks that I have met before?
They do not seem to be any warlocks that you have met before. 1 or 2 of them you might have seen in passing
At the party once,
at the party, but the faces are bloated, they're discolored, covered in blood. It would take some time to try and identify these people at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Moving from right to left down the spikes, you've got a female dragonborn, a male halfling, 2 humans, 1 female, 1 male, and an elf whose gender you're not quite certain of. And then your eye comes back around to try and zoom in on the prisoner. The prisoner is about 5'3", 5'4", probably. Very slim, clad in some sort of leather armor. Chained hand and foot. Very sharp cheekbones. Hair kind of tousled a bit in the wind that's just kind of blowing in from the void. Dark hair, pale skin. The eyes are green. They're just sort of staring dead out over the crowd itself. This is not exactly the face of somebody who's expecting a rescue. This is the face of somebody who's just waiting.
Hurry up and kill me.
Not impatiently, just this is a fatal look on this person's face. Best you can tell, given that everything from the bridge of the nose down just has a tightly bound dark cloth around it.
I wanted to.
Gabal seems to be kind of just trying to amp up the crowd.
Yeah.
The general response is one of sort of quiet approval.
Okay.
This is not an execution that's provoked a severe emotional response, but there's definitely no outcry in opposition either. the 6 warders on the ground are forming more or less a security sort of arc around the 2 members of the compact. Because as you guys start to get closer, you can also see.
I was about to say, who are these other jackasses who obviously aren't Gabal?
So you've got Gabal down here.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize the halfling who was present in the underground chamber when you guys first met the Dreamheart Rogue compact.
Is that the pirate guy icon?
No, that the halfling is one of the other armored figures up on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's wearing a breastplate.
Oh yeah, I see her.
There's the human who is looking oddly much more gaunt and weathered, almost frayed a bit.
Was this the guy that kind of looked more like a worker,
No, you're thinking of the guy
Smith.
who's you're thinking of the guy. No, that guy does not appear to be present currently. And then the dock worker sailor type half elf down here, who's standing behind and a little to the left from Gabal's position.
And is there very much that gap of open grassy space or open space between the wall and the people doing the presenting and the crowd?
Yeah. So you've got the crowd is sort of in this kind of paved assembly, sort of square-ish area. And then there's stone flags that lead up to the sort of staging area that then leads up to these 2 stairways going sideways outward along the wall that lead up to the position, which is about 25 feet up.
Okay. And there's not any place nearby where there's a part where part of the crowd has kind of tried to form around to see better or anything like that. There's no way to get
It extends out a ways.
Okay. I'm trying to this is potentially stupid.
how stupid? Because
I mean, if I'm casting something well in a crowd, that is hard to see.
Except for all the people standing right next to you.
That's true. I won't do anything. I'm trying to get closer.
Okay. Yep. You're able to make your way. There's a little bit of nudging and jostling and shouldering as you kind of push your way through the crowd. You get a couple dirty looks from people who think that latecomers should just accept the fact that they're going to stand in the back. But
with my Raven, could I have it go a ways out to either side or whatever, and then circle down below the wall and see if there's any ledges or anything, any protrusions that might
go ahead and make a perception check for your Raven.
Let me. It's 3. 22.
22. It's pretty
Damn.
much a sheer drop.
Okay.
There's maybe 2 or 3 spots where there's a small enough area that the Raven might be able to perch on something.
My internet cut out right when you were saying,
right
when you're doing
There's
that.
maybe 2 or 3 spots that might be enough that the Raven could perch on it, but that would be about it. And then the ground literally begins to curve away at a slow angle.
Okay.
Underneath the wall itself.
Okay.
Aurelia, do you move away from the party?
Yeah, a little bit.
What are you doing? What are you planning? What are you?
I have no idea. They don't like this.
But you can't just leave us, because if I follow you, it'll be more upsetting than you going by yourself.
Fine. I'll stop.
At which point,
Far away to do anything.
Gabal sort of comes to the conclusion of whatever thought he had finished and raises his hands, and there's a little bit of, quiet clapping from the crowd as the man with the staff sort of leans over the edge of the wall. Get on with it to train.
What's the distance from the crowd to any of the notable individuals, like Cabal, for instance?
I mean, currently about
35 feet.
35 feet. Mm.
Yeah, it's
Okay. I wasn't certain if the stage was accurate to scale.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't mean to hit that. Anyway,
Okay.
just
And Diamond vanishes.
no. But Aurelia, if you have to do something stupid, just let me know in case I have to save you. Okay.
Okay.
At which point, Cabal turns back to the crowd. Therefore, we, as your ruling compact, sentence criminal and traitor Quinn Greymark to death by voiding.
Diamond, cover me. I'm going to
Guards, carry out the sentence.
I try and cast
If you're trying to
sending.
act, you got to roll
Yeah.
initiative right now.
Okay.
Do I have enough time for do I have enough time between Aurelia saying Diamond cover me to look at Rourke and go Rourke cover me?
Sure.
Basically, she's trying to cast and wants like some cover, so
Yeah.
she's not seen because I'm not going to be able to do that.
Well, I didn't have
We'll see
my
that.
thing
Okay.
clicked.
Where's my token? Somewhere.
Here,
There we
everybody's
go.
tokens are down here.
Yes.
My
Hey.
internet cut out. Who's rolling initiative?
Me?
Anybody who thinks they might want to act now.
Yeah.
Me.
When this guy gets executed.
God dang it. That's okay.
Aurelia, I cast sending to
GM,
as the
you-
buddy gets pushed.
If you want to change my initiative to 0, because that's what
Actually,
I originally
I
rolled.
can cast sending even if he's not on plane. So I've seen
Yeah,
him.
go with what you rolled. I don't care.
Yeah, no, you just cast sending to him as he's falling. So, what's your name?
Oh my god.
I don't know what I'm gonna ask him. I'm just winging it. This is the story of my life.
Like I said, what are
Story
you doing?
of my life.
What are
trying
you
to
doing?
send a
No.
message.
What are you doing? I don't know. Final show films.
Bing.
That is our motto.
This is fine. This is fine.
Often
Everything's fine.
followed by something along the lines of, I thought it would be funny, or I was trying to be clever.
Oh, some of these people suck at initiative. Oh my
Good.
god.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
I have a stupid plan, and it's probably not going to function the way I think it should.
We all have stupid plans, apparently.
Welcome-
That was the
guys have
Welcome to
plans?
the club, William.
All right.
But I have to run this plan by Jack just to see if the insanity is even possible.
Okay. Well,
Jack let me put a
let's
crystal in
just
my chest, so
start this whole thing real quick of two of them have their turns, but they don't know anything's going on, so they don't do anything.
Yep.
Wotan.
So
Oh no.
this is gonna take some work. The arcane eye is an actual object. It is not incorporeal, it's just invisible,
Right.
which theoretically means that it can be affected by other spells.
Okay.
Jotun's jest causes an object to become sized for a gargantuan creature for a minute.
Don't you have to see the target to cast Jotun's Jest?
can see his
It's my eye.
But your eye is invisible. You can't see it.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious,
But-
but it's against the rules.
but also
Actually, no. It does not require you to see the object. You just need to be able to target it. And I am innately aware of its presence, considering I'm controlling it.
Let me look for you.
question:
Yes.
either of these concentration?
No.
Typically,
Well,
you can still cast a spell on yourself if you're invisible. has been
Jotun,
I just-
Arcane
I
Eye
just-
is concentration up.
Yeah, I just put Jotun's Jest in. It's not concentration.
Arcane-
no.
Yeah, Arcane Eye is concentration up to an hour. Jotun's just lasts a minute.
Oh,
Yeah, Jotun's Jest is
boy.
not concentration.
That's the only my concern was if they were both concentration.
And you're right, it does not say that you
does
can
not
see.
say you have to be able to see it.
This is the best plan.
And because it's a part of,
I'm
and
so
and-
glad you're going first.
also technically because it is a part of his body, it is in touch range, which means the 25-foot range of Jotun's chest still works.
I would like to enlarge my arcane eye.
If only you could do this on other parts of your body.
I know, right?
No, that would be terrible.
Look, don't yuck my yum. Jeez.
Yeah, we don't kink shame on this channel.
don't
That would just
We
be
kink shame
horrifying.
when
Nope.
the act would actively murder the person.
Yes.
I'm a millennial. That's what I want. Jeez.
Ugh. and
murdered?
use it as a platform to save this guy as he gets voided.
Oh, I thought you were going to knock
Anyway.
people off the wall.
No, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
If this guy saw what he was falling onto, though, he would probably roll off to
He
try
would
to
just
get
be
away.
like, nope.
What? No, thank you.
I thought you were just going to like use it to knock off the people that are right next to him about to throw him off.
No, I'm just like, let him fall so they think he's dead, but catch him and take him somewhere else for a minute.
Okay.
This may be the greatest plan in Final Show Films history.
I
That's a
like
lie.
how we're Back to the Future 2ing this.
Like I said, it's insane and requires some work.
Okay.
There have been worse plans.
Roll me an Arcana check.
There
Why
are
the fuck not?
actively, currently, at least 2 worse plans in action.
Come on, please don't fail me now.
Come on.
14?
That's an
Oh, that's
athletics check.
athletics.
I rolled athletics. What's my bad? Natural 20!
Look, Jack, this
Okay.
person is destined to live.
Apparently, this person is destined to live, and I'm okay with that, honestly. I made them a whole character sheet and everything.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
So, Wotan, you cast
Welcome
your
back.
spell.
I'm back, motherfucker.
You feel it take effect, and you immediately just catapult this massive invisible eye over the other side of the wall to a position that you are very certain will absolutely catch this person.
I can see
them.
from the eye still.
Right, yeah.
So like,
And you're just like eyeballing it up, and like, all right, whenever they come, man, I'll just
Oh, that's so
time to fucking
disturbing.
Space Invaders this shit.
Okay.
Okay. So
do
that's
you tell anyone you do this?
No, he can't.
no, I
It's
can.
his turn.
Yeah,
his
it's like-
turn. He can.
He's not near us.
It's a free action.
I'm standing in the crowd.
Yeah, he's
You
still
moved-
by
you
us.
moved- I thought you moved away.
I moved to a spot where
you. Oh yeah, Wotan moved away.
I moved away to cast the spell, and then I can walk back to the crowd.
He's still within, and he's still got a move action would get you back to your group, and then
Okay.
a free action to speak.
Yeah, so I move back to the group. I've got something in place to catch him when he falls.
Diamond, your turn.
Literally, Diamond. I don't know if I said this in the last session, but I don't have storms on me right now, and I don't summon it, but I don't have the magical weapon on me, and I just kind of turn to Rorik and I'm like, cover me.
Aye. Right. And what do you do?
Diamond. Sorry, a child appeared.
Yeah, I saw him sneaking up, and he was satisfied with himself. Looked like.
Yeah, he is. He's just excited about being able to sneak up on mommy right now. Diamond is going to hold a. Can I hold a spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your
Diamond.
trigger?
If Gabal does any sort of spell casting, Diamond is going to cast counterspell.
Well, that doesn't require you to hold anything. That's actively a
I was
reaction.
gonna say that's actively a
reaction.
reaction. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then actually, because I'm gonna stick to my original plan. Then I'm gonna hold dimension door in case I need to
Bamf
go
away.
snatch somebody. No,
Yep.
just snatch somebody.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, because you're within 60 feet of Gabal, so that's fine.
Dimension door is
Well, counter
Or,
spell.
sorry,
60.
that's
Oh.
for if counterspell.
oh counter.
If
Oh
you
yeah.
have to burn your reaction for counterspell, then yeah, you're within time of Gabal. Or range. All right. Cole, makes it your turn.
Okay. Since Wotan let us know what was on the other side of the wall now, I am going to, I don't know how long it would have been since my Raven came back, but I would have him circle back around, and I actually want to see if I can blend into the crowd or towards the back of the crowd and hold my action for when my Raven gets to me. I want to bamf into my bird. That way I can circle back around and go to the floating prisoner.
Okay. Sounds good.
So
Alright.
then my Raven goes immediately after me and flies, I don't know, however far they have to.
Aurelia, what's your dex score?
My dex is 16.
16. Okay, so you actually go before
Sweet.
the warders do.
Okay.
All right. So it's
okay.
your turn.
So I say back to Wotan, then if you get me close to him, I can help you with that. And I cast sending to this guy,
Okay.
to this person. Because that's an action. And I'm trying to not be seen doing this, but you know.
Make a deception check.
Okay. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Cool.
Okay. And I
Could she have advantage because Gabald is so?
And Gabald is trying to command a crowd.
Magnanimous.
He's trying to command a crowd.
Actually, you get advantage because you asked Diamond and Rorik both to cover you. So yes, you
Thank
can have
you.
advantage on that.
Hey!
There you go.
There's a lot of natural 20s on the rerolls coming up here.
Only for you guys.
Great. Okay. So I cast sending, and I say,
Okay.
feel free to freak out. We're trying to catch you. Hang in there.
And then you just send a picture of a small kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Feel free to freak out. Not, don't worry, there's something to catch you.
I mean, feel free. I would be freaking out, so I'm not gonna tell him not to freak out. And I think that's yeah. Try to
Not
catch
gonna
you.
lie, he dealt with Warlocks, so this probably isn't the first time someone's spoken into his mind.
Maybe.
he might
Who
even
knows?
be a
Anyway,
warlock.
he can reply back.
That's Nikki out of game. Diamond has no idea about any of this.
What the okay.
Got him.
And woof. Quinn just goes over the wall, somersaulting. It feels a little bit like actively letting a bug land in your eye.
I know.
Ah,
I've had a bug land in my eye. It's not fun.
And you're like, you've lost an eye. So it's nothing compared to that. But it is a little like, oh, God.
Your immediate reaction is to get nope. Yeah.
What is the on the
Jotun's Jest?
eyeball? No, on the eyeball. What is the movement for that?
Arcane Eye's movement speed is
I think it's
30 feet. Oh, no,
30
no, that's dark. That's just dark vision. Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay.
Best plan.
So you just feel this thing hit the eye. And there's a level of disconnect, obviously, so it's not interfering with your ability to maneuver it or whatever. You do, however, sort of see around the splayed figure of the chained and manacled Quinn Greymark lying across the iris of your eyeball. The two guards just sort of
float
Yes.
down.
Yeah, to be fair.
And they turn and just there's a clash of arms as the blades come out. And everybody has realized, at least on the top of the wall currently, that something is up.
There's something amiss.
Well, fortunately, I don't have any magic on me, so I'm just a dwarf in the middle of the district.
Oh fuck.
It's true.
I'm just a little princess. Don't worry about me. Yeah, I got the
And they
gemstone.
turn and gesture to the other two who are on top of the wall with them. At which point, Gabal sort of is noticing something's going on, but he's not entirely sure what yet. Which brings us to the top of the order. As Rosamond steps to the side, looks down, sees Quinn there, and you see the heavy crossbow come out, and she just racks one into the bolt.
Well, that
Aims
worked.
down.
If,
Quinn is technically prone, so these are at disadvantage. And
the question is if Quinn misses, or will it hit your eye?
The eye technically does not have stats to be killed.
Yeah, but you'll still feel it just like you
you?
feel him.
I mean,
goddamn
Just-
sawdust!
Yeah, just underneath your patch, your eye socket is just blinking furiously, like, God damn it, this shit won't get out of my eye.
This
Well,
is the worst.
One of them misses.
Okay.
Wow.
Thunk into the eye.
Yeah, one of them goes wide, and the other one just slams. Based on your perspective, Wotan, probably an upper arm shot.
Mhm.
That's gonna hurt.
We saved him. He died
But-
anyways.
Shush. We're still working on it.
It has to come back to my turn. Give me a sec.
At which point, Rorik looks to you, Diamond. We charge.
Oh god.
And is it? And some people allow this as a free action. DM choice. I look to Aurelia and actually no. She looks to Wotan. Wotan's right next to her. She looks to Wotan like, do we need to jump in there?
A distraction would be nice. Yes, I need time to get him somewhere safe.
Diamond looks to Aurelia like, I'm sorry, I can't cover you anymore. And she looks to Cody and she's like, I believe in you. You can do it. And she like gives Cole a kiss on the cheek and turns to Rourke and is like, let's go.
Oh no!
I like to think at this point, Cora.
No,
in
she's
the
got
sewers,
dimension door. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
Like
Feel
Cora
free
in.
to actually position yourselves where you envision yourself to be in the crowd, by the way.
I like to
yeah.
think at this point,
Sure,
Cora
that's
in the
probably
sewers
important.
just suddenly gets a babbling noise in their ear. It's like, what the fuck's going on, Shithal?
I was nearish. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
Diamond. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were kind of near each other.
I moved to you.
Let's see.
This is
Yeah,
good.
over.
This is
Yeah,
great.
about
Everything's
yeah,
fine.
like,
huh?
a half decent distance away, but still close enough. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So
sounds
bonus
better.
action rage.
Yes.
Hey guys, we got to the manor and we got all this cool information. Okay, we killed the compact. What?
We killed everybody. We killed everyone.
We killed so many fucking people.
We killed so many fucking people.
This is such a bad.
This is a
Does
bad
anyone
idea.
have shove abilities? I will remind you to look for
I
them.
do.
We have arms. We can shove.
I have telekinesis.
You're a bird. You don't have arms.
I haven't turned into a bird yet. It hasn't gotten here yet.
So the crowd is considered difficult terrain.
Okay.
That's pretty much the function of the crowd currently
Hmm.
here. They haven't like started picking up paving stones yet, so they're just difficult terrain. All right. So his speed.
This is gonna be
Rage.
fantastic.
This is gonna be
And
great.
This is.
He can actually get up to the front line. Look at that.
Bless.
Boom!
Go Rorik.
And he's gonna fucking go ham on some people. Da-da-da-da. It's a hit. That's a hit. God, crap damage though.
Look, we're a distraction, not murder squad.
So you see that war pick come out and just drive twice. Bam! Bam! Right into this guy in front of you. Which definitely does a number on him. 16, 10. Okay. And let me actually get Rorik's hit points up where they should be. That'd be good. Okay. And he's raging, so that's good. At which point, the gaunt man holding the staff sees this happen. And he just lowers the head of the staff towards Rorik. And
Finger of Death.
no, he does not have Finger of Death. Oh, actually,
Oh,
no. I thought he was actually no. Yeah, he is going to cast from the staff to
Yeah.
start with, just because.
He doesn't have Finger of Death. Oh, actually.
But actually, wait.
Rourke dies and becomes a zombie.
Ooh. Ooh.
No,
Don't do it.
That's not on brand. That is not the tactical decision. He would not make that decision. Okay. See, I gave these guys spells and then I didn't consider their order of combat, and that I am now having to do.
As always happens whenever you have spellcasters in PCs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or spellcaster PCs that you build at a level above 1.
That too.
You see him hold the staff up in one hand and his other hand raises as well. And he says a word that none of you recognize, and he just lowers his hand. And it's pointed more or less directly at Rorik, which is why it's odd when these smoky tendrils of energy erupt, one from each finger, arc up and outward, and then dive sharply down to intersect with all 5 of those corpses hanging on the spears.
God, dance macabre.
Diamond, did you
no.
actually do counterspell, or was that?
Actually, so I counted from where I am on the map, and I cannot reach him.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think he's outside of counterspell reach from Diamond, yeah.
Curses.
Also, I don't know why casting time is 60 feet. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
Don't mind me.
range
I'm
is 60 feet. Casting time is 1 reaction.
Casting
It's-
time
it's
60
one
feet.
reaction.
Wait, what?
What? I look. I'm very good at writing my things.
All right. So there are now 5 zombies on the field.
Cool.
Cool. This is fine. Everything's fine. This is a good plan. It's a good plan.
Solid plan. Great plan.
We're doing
So,
fine.
so Jeremy and Aaron, when the rest of the party dies and we have to rename our compact, what are you thinking?
We're not gonna die.
All right. And it's Wotan's turn.
Here's
You've got
the plot twist. We're all gonna die.
We just get eaten.
No, what's gonna happen is at some point that giant fucking eye manages to fly over, knocks over the house, like somehow goes crazy and crashes all the way down, knocks over the house. We're buried and killed in the rubble.
No, I just figured we get eaten by a grue in the sewers.
Or that.
Is the crowd starting to panic and disperse yet?
there's some tension, yeah.
So,
I mean, right now, all that they've really seen happen is a crazy dwarf dude run for the...
and zombies rise, you know.
And then they did see the zombies come down. Oddly enough, most of them do not seem particularly perturbed by the zombies.
Well,
I mean, he did talk about it in his speech. Like,
Yeah.
it was in his opening monologue that he controls the dead and the barrier between them.
Oh, he does, huh?
Yeah. Wotan is going to maintain his position with the crowd, so when the crowd starts to disperse and scatter, he will start to scatter as well. But while he's doing that, the eye is going to try and maneuver elsewhere away from this area and try and deposit him somewhere where he can start running.
Where the fuck is this
It
bitch
can
going?
move 30 feet currently.
Yeah, he can move 30 feet around.
All right.
But it's rather than go up or down, it's trying to go horizontal to get away from this location.
So there's 30 feet there.
Is it going like underneath the ridge or underneath the wall where it can't be seen?
Is there actually a ridge there that it can hide under?
It would have to drop another probably 60 feet or so.
I only have. It'll make that a diagonal so that it can get closer to that ridge.
Okay.
Though, how long does your eye last?
The eye lasts up to an hour of concentration. Jotun's just lasts a minute. I have 9 more rounds of this.
So yeah, you might actually not want to go diagonally down. Thinking about that.
Yeah, because Cole already determined there is nothing to hold on to down there.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to go up instead.
Nice.
Put the
Well,
invisible
I'm
eye.
trying not to make it an easier target.
Well, no, but if the invisible eye is between him and the crossbows, they can't hit him.
Wotan, I'm going to blind them next turn. Get
Yeah, I'm
him
gonna
out of
slow
here.
them.
Yeah, I'm going to
Get
focus
it-
on
get-
trying to
get
get
the-
him out.
Yeah, get them away.
The next turn, literally right after you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's moving.
All right, so it's moving. What are you doing?
Like I said, I'm staying with the crowd. So when the crowd starts to disperse, I'm going to move with them.
Okay.
And it takes my action to move the eye.
Right, yeah.
So
Okay. Sounds good. Diamond.
Diamond's gonna run up here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna get right about there. And
Casting, maybe.
everybody past Rorik needs to make a DC Constitution saving throw of 16. As she pulls out the hand mirror and casts Wall of Light.
Okay.
Are you intersecting those two guards that Rorik's fighting?
Literally right in front of Rorik,
Yeah.
with it facing outwards,
Nice.
that bright light.
All right. So half damage on con save.
Yep. Which
Okay,
is
and
only
your
16
DC is
radiant.
16?
Mhm.
Okay.
and if they fail, they're blinded.
Yep.
All right. So the guy in front of
Nice.
Rorik.
It's a cool spell.
And I get to do something on my next turn, just like pew 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 pew.
Cool.
Pew, pew.
Takes the full damage and is blinded.
Blinded by the light. Sorry. Excuse me for that.
Rigged up
So
like
yeah.
a deuce, another runner in the night.
So you take 16 points. So everyone who fails takes 16 and is blinded.
This guy
Is-
succeeds, so he only takes 8 damage and is not blinded. And it's everybody within how many feet?
It's 120 feet range.
Damn.
Yeah, it's.
What's
it's
the
a-
range on the initial blind?
I mean, it literally. But a creature, an object can. The wall can be up to. The light. Emits a bright light out to 120 feet, and then dim light for additional 120 feet. It is a beacon. It is immense. This is a big.
Okay.
It.
The wall appears each creature in its area must
Yeah.
take
So yeah, everyone on the wall is on when you place it.
Right. So only those two guys will have to take the damage.
Well, you've got 100 and you've got how many
Also-
panels do you have?
Fun fact: the band that did the most popular cover of "Blinded by the Light," the one that everyone knows, is Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Yes. That's surprising.
Well, no,
Great
that's
name.
just fun fact because Manfred Mann's Earth Band is a really great name.
Yes, it is.
Is.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So currently,
because just so that you will have the full understanding of the way the spell works, Nikki, the wall of light only blinds the people that are inside it when you cast it.
I have the spell in front of me, and The wall can be up to 60 feet long, 10 feet wide, 5 feet thick. Blocks line of sight, but creature can pass through it. It emits a bright light up to 120 feet for additional dim light after that 120 feet.
10 feet thick. So, okay, so you can catch these front 4 with it.
Yeah, and when the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a con save throw.
Okay, it doesn't actually specify. Okay, it doesn't specify what that area is. It just gives the dimensions for the wall, not necessarily like how many of those are within damage. Just
right. Basically, the spell specifically states only the people that are in the wall, not the people that are within 120 feet of the wall, take the damage, make the save, that sort of thing.
I see.
So are you wanting to make it just sort of just across parallel to the crowd and everybody? Are you trying to angle this through them? What are we looking at?
No, I'm definitely trying to like hit
with.
So also Diamond's working on the assumption of making a distraction. So she's going to lay it on top of those 4 guards in front of Rorik.
Okay.
Literally like just big old line of light right there. It's not going to get Gabald. It's not going to get any of the compact as I originally thought, but it will be pretty damn distracting, if anything else.
Yeah, and as it being 10 feet thick, it'll basically hit all 4 of them and be a massive impediment.
Right. I think we're like right about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'd be right about here.
Yep.
Is what you would
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Wall of light.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't blind the people that are on the other side of it, they can no longer see us. So
it's it faces the light faces that way. So even if it doesn't blind them and the zombies and the compact, it's still a bright ass fucking light. So
the walls all have different rules for whether or not they only affect the people inside them or the people that are next to them. Like Wall of Fire actively hits everyone that's on one side of it, but like it's less ranged.
Yeah,
but you can blast people with it.
I'm also gonna blast people with wall of light as soon as.
Now here's the thing: it does block line of sight, including yours, so you can't blast anybody who's behind it because you can't see them from your current perspective.
Yes.
Because I believe
I can't do that right now. I've already cast it as a spell. But
I believe the specifics on Wall of Light says at one creature you can see within 60 feet of it. So it blocked your line of sight as well.
That said, it's also not infinitely long, so you can just walk around to.
So you would have to reposition if you wanted to be able to see anybody and therefore beam shot at
which would be hilarious. Like, just hold on, let me just move this over here.
Just get slide a little bit. Yep, there we go. Okay, all right. So Wall of Light has been dropped. Cool, and they can't see shit now.
Yeah, but, I mean, I assume if you were going to look for the guy, if you're going to look for him, he's on the other side of the wall, which you guys saw. You don't need super specifics about that right now.
Yep.
You wanted a distraction.
And that's what we're getting.
You did pretty damn good with that. So, Cole, your turn.
You succeeded at making distraction.
I did
I just checked to make sure that I don't have to see the point now that I'm not able to. I am going to, instead of waiting for my bird, I'm going to cast Silence. Right behind the wall. I was going to do it in front of Cabal. So 20 feet.
So like right about here-ish?
Yeah, right about there.
Okay. All right.
No spell casting, Cabal.
I mean, not in the immediate area anyway.
No.
That's for sure.
No, nothing right there.
Yep. 20-foot radius sphere.
Yep.
Okay. Now, did you want like Gabal to be at the edge of it, or did you want Gabal to be at like the middle of it?
Towards the middle. I wanted to reach out towards actually, let's see. Where's the thing? Yeah, actually just center it on Gabal.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, that is the wrong shape. Basically right about there. Silence.
Ah,
All right.
exciting.
So no verbal spellcasting in that circle currently. Action bonus or movement bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to
Action bonus movement. Wait, what?
4, 5, 6. I'm going to kind of get over to this side over here.
Okay.
And then I don't really have any. Well, yeah, no. Just for shiggles so that I'm less recognizable, I'm going to Wild Hunt Shift.
Okay.
So.
There's a lot of shiggles happening right now. It's fine.
That's the new party name, Shiggles.
Yeah.
No.
Shiggle Squad.
Shiggles.
That's just us.
Yeah.
Team Shiggles.
Anytime
All right,
you
yeah,
two are
that's me,
together, bad things happen.
And then, but my Raven is going to come up and land on my shoulder whenever it gets over here.
Okay.
Although
All
plus my
right.
Constitution modifier.
Giannis Brackflow attempts to cast a spell, suddenly realizes he can't make any noise, and spends the rest of his turn moving.
But which way?
I was super excited to hear and spend the rest of his turn
Swearing.
giving you an annoyed look,
Swearing silently.
He can't fucking see anybody.
silently judging you.
Because he has no other option. He can't verbally judge me.
And Aurelia.
I like to think that he's just
Okay.
walking and cussing at the same time so that he knows when the
Yep.
silence ends, when he
Yep,
can start
that's basically what he's
hearing
doing.
himself
That is actively basically what he's doing.
Okay.
Stupid fucking
So at some point you just hear, fuck your shit.
All right. Well, this has all gone to all sorts of things. Okay.
I don't want to point fingers, but I really started this.
Manor group just hears "uh-oh" from Jinx.
I do.
What?
I use Minor than Mind.
Oh god. Yes. Slow.
On the other side of that wall. I don't need to see
Nope.
to do that.
No, you don't.
Slow does not need to see.
And the one
Welcome
that
to the
you
distraction.
would- But I was attempting to sort of cover as much area as possible. So he may be outside, the guy who just moved, maybe outside of the range, but I was attempting to get as many of the other warlocks in that as possible.
Okay.
Oh wow, 40-foot cube. You can get a lot in there.
Yeah, I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. There's your 40-foot cube.
That's
Bam!
okay.
You could actually
So I
get
do,
all of them.
except for the
Except
guy who moved.
except Aurelia is not aware that. Not
Yeah,
aware
yeah,
that
Aurelia
they
can't
were.
see that he moved.
Yeah.
I don't know he
that's
moved,
right,
so
yeah.
that's yeah. So I get train. I get to choose 6 people. Creepy guy who tried to hit with who raised the dead. Lady in the armor. And that's 3.
That's 3.
Okay. The 2 on top of the wall who were firing
4,
at
5.
our rescue attempt, and probably one of the ones who's closest to the wall. The one on the right. I'll bring
Okay.
it to 6.
All right. What's your
Right.
spell save DC?
It is 15.
15. All
Wisdom
right.
save.
Wisdom save. Cool.
Yep. Come on.
Success. Success. Fail.
Okay.
So this guy is slowed. Where's the icon I use for slow? There it is. Because you're back.
There's a snail one.
Oh, that would work even better. There's the snail. Snail
Aw.
works.
He's so cute.
Snail is great. All right. And then for the Warlocks, we've got Gabal making a wisdom save. Oh, 11.
Get slowed, Cabal.
Yeah.
Get
What?
fucked.
Okay.
Right. We've got Merc. 12. Holy shit. These guys
Get
are rolling like
slowed.
ass.
Okay.
And we've got Roz. Rosamond. How you doing there, girl? That's an 18.
Ah, she
Okay.
makes it.
She is not slowed.
Okay.
But still, damn. Like, yeah, no, they rolled a 5 and a 2 on their
Yep.
saves. And,
So a bunch of things happen. They get -2 to AC and Dex.
all right, so they're -2 to AC, -2 to Dex saves. Can't use reactions. You can either use an action or a bonus action.
Yep.
Your speed is halved.
Only make one attack.
You
even
can only
if
make
they
one
hit.
attack regardless.
Yep.
Yep.
And if they try and cast something, they have to roll a d20 to see if it happens this turn or not.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
And if they try and cast something and like their target moves out of range,
Mm-hmm.
they still have to cast the spell.
Okay. Well, this guy's going to move out of the wall. This guy's going to move out of the wall. This guy's going to definitely move out of the wall. Stumbling forward, trying to figure shit out. These guys are going to start going around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, because he's slowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This guy's blinded, so his attacks against will all be at disadvantage. Oryx AC is currently 20. Natural 1. 9. 9. So this guy just flails as much as he can and doesn't do anything. Yep. The other guy actually has advantage. No, because the other guy's blinded, so he doesn't get flanking bonus. Nope, just regular. 9. 19. Almost. And a natural 1. Man, these warders suck.
I like how Rorik and I have basically the same AC, but I always get hit and he doesn't.
It's time of love and affection.
That's because you insist at going directly for the boss rather than taking on the mooks.
Even when I take on the mooks, I still always get hit.
All right. Meanwhile, let's see. They were
Those kobolds were not the boss.
That's true. There were just a shit ton of them. So, all right. We're going to
And
have
they
them
have pack tech.
perception checks. Yeah, they can tell who the warlocks here are. Okay. So, do. Diamond, you're fairly unobstructed. What's your
Nah. 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
I yeeted that shield and now I'm sad.
Diamond.
Arrows coming at you from this guy right here.
That checks out.
Bam, bam, bam. First one hits for 5. Second one hits for 10. Third one hits for 6.
5.
3 quick shots, and the entire left side of your body is just sprouting arrow shafts at this point.
Should have
Man,
used Nigel on
concentration
your left as a human
checks.
shield.
All right.
Oh yeah, I have to make.
I was gonna say, Wall of Light is a concentration spell, right?
It is.
Yeah.
What do I have to click? It's
Con save.
okay.
And I think from the damage you took, just beat a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as all 3 of these come up over 10, you'll be.
Oh, no.
And you lose
Wait.
it Do you have
can-
inspiration?
I do have inspiration.
You can use it on this.
Do it.
10.
Exactly what you needed. You feel your grip on this spell waver and shudder for a moment, and for a faint, brief instant, you guys can see the wall of radiance here just kind of flicker and fuzz for a bit, but then reestablish itself in all of its illumination. Cole, same thing's happening to you.
Look, these bitch only got like a fourth of my hit points.
What's your AC, dude?
15.
Okay. First one hits for 4.
Okay.
Last one hits for 8.
That took out all my wild shift hit points.
And
still
remember,
have my
you guys have temporary hit points. So, or no, wait, you don't have temporary hit points. You have
No, we have. Yeah,
max. That's right.
I'm at my new max now.
You're at your new
Max.
max. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, they ate through
Cole,
my.
I told you to be
temporaries.
safe.
I
What the
was. So I just have to roll a con check, or 2 of them.
What are you concentrating on again? The
Silence.
the silence is a concentration.
Yeah,
concentration
silence is
spell. Yep.
concentration.
Yep. So 2 con saves. Just beat a 10 on each of them.
12, 11.
Woo!
Whew.
It's still super quiet. Okay.
right.
And that brings us to Gabal, who does not like where he's at. 1. And he's just going to spend his turn dashing, which is exactly his usual movement speed, to get to a point where he can actually see things.
Oh, cool.
And he sees Cole. Hey, that's nice.
Not that he can do anything about it.
And that's the end of his turn, so he gets to make a wisdom save and see if he can throw off the slow.
15.
Okay. Natural 1. Bad day for the Dautrains, man. Which brings us back to Roz, who is not slowed and who is kind of pissed. What did he get to that she can see things? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no, she's not gonna. She's gonna have to dash either way, so she's gonna dash further down this way because that's going to put her at a better point. Excuse me.
This is where I value the fact that I look nothing like a warlock should look.
All right, she's gonna dash to here, spend all of her her energy getting to a point where she can actually see shit.
Yeah, but none of us look like a warlock should look.
Yeah, no, I look like a teacher.
The last thing you expect of a warlock, though, is full plate and a battle axe.
I get the feeling that warlocks are so rare that no one in this world has expectations as to what they should look like.
They happen every, game.
Yes.
They're a regular occurrence.
Yes.
Regular, but not common.
Yeah.
There's a difference between regular and common. Regular just means consistently occurring at certain intervals. But when those intervals are hundreds of years, that does not make them common.
All right. And Hex is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
What is the range on that one?
Nobody here took it.
I do have that spell.
90
actually.
feet. Okay.
Yeah.
What was
Oh,
the spell?
fuck.
90 visible.
What was the spell?
Hex.
Hex.
Oh, Hex.
Yeah. She's casting Hex on... she can see Aurelia, actually. So Aurelia is hexed.
Okay.
Boop. Hex. Marks the spot. Okay. All right. Which means Rorik is going to, like any good barbarian, eat the weak.
What ability check do I have a disadvantage on?
You have disadvantage on any dexterity based ability checks.
Okay. So that would be
Acrobatics checks, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
And stealth.
Yeah.
Acrobatics, stealth, sleight of hand.
Cool.
Okay. Rorik, where'd your character sheet go? This is the problem with having way too many NPCs, is that half of the combat is me just fighting myself and you guys
Yeah.
watching.
Sorry.
This is why I want a fourth monitor.
Okay. Well, he just kind of fucking murders this guy.
Good. Take advantage of it.
So you see the pick slam in twice and just absolutely wreck this individual, driving him down to his knees. And you are 98% sure that he's dead. At which point, he makes a Constitution save.
You stand back up.
Nope, he dead.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So the crowd has begun to disperse.
That was actually going to be my question.
Do.
In a oh goodness, fleeing for our lives sort of thing, or oh man, the
It more in a kind of thing.
okay.
Party's over.
to not to put too fine a point on it, but yeah, panic.
Fair.
It does seem fair.
Plan now, oh boy.
And Merc is going to whoop. Nope, I don't want the square. I just want the dude. Thank you. All right. He's going to spend his entire movement and an action and then try and throw off the slow as well. That has caused him some pain. 14! God damn it!
Yes.
Eat it!
Okay, cool.
Wotan, your turn.
Wotan is going to walk and scatter with the crowd, so he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Cool.
And then with his action, since they seem to have forgotten about the guy they were supposed to be executing, he's going to keep moving him away.
All right. That's about 30 feet. Okay, Diamond, your turn. You're muted, by the way.
Crying children.
Still
Yeah.
muted.
There is a child.
Oh, okay.
There was a,
Oh, I just saw it. Okay.
there was a chat message.
There was a- yep.
didn't see it.
Well, while we're waiting for that to end, then we will pivot slightly back to a bunch of people in a sewer.
We are investigating the fuck out of that sewer.
All right, make me some investigation checks then.
Ye sewer dwellers.
Wash your hands when you're done.
Say hi to the Morlocks for me.
Warlock rights.
19.
Not Murlocs, Morlocks.
That's what I said. Morlock rights.
We did do an all Murloc game for somebody's birthday at one point.
Mine.
Holly's, or no, it
William's
was
birthday.
William's birthday. That's right.
It was fun.
No, I ran the game. Yeah, it was for Holly's birthday.
I was gonna say I thought it was for Holly's birthday, but
Yeah.
All right.
I was a Murloc Warlock.
Yes.
A Warlock.
Yes. So as you guys spend some time prodding and investigating the lower reaches of this sewer,
See, mommy?
you eventually hit a section of masonry that sounds like there's empty space on the other side.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I have a thing for this.
Okay.
Can while Aaron is looking at things, can we tell if it's a secret passageway?
Your investigation has gotten you to the point that you can tell there is space behind this thing.
Okay, but not.
You can't tell if there's a door or not.
Gotcha.
Damn it. No, I don't have it anymore. I could have sworn at some point I had the detective vision through walls thing. But I don't anymore.
Do we want to get through?
Well, we want to see if there's something on the other side. Yeah.
Are we we're in the sewers. Are we that concerned about making noise?
It can echo, so I would avoid anything that would be investigated noise.
So yes and no, I guess. Like nothing too terrible.
I was just gonna Eldritch Blast our way through the wall. But
oh well, I can that.
Sure.
Actually, hang on. I pull a dagger out of one of my bracers, and I jam it into the mortar between the bricks if I can get it shoved in.
Sure.
And I cast Jotun's Jest on the dagger.
Make me an athletics check. See how deep you can get it.
Okay.
That is
14.
Even less subtle.
That is the worst plan.
Yeah, but it's quicker than trying to Eldritch Blast the wall down.
So
it's
you jam it in, probably
lots of loud noises.
Yeah, you find a joint that's got some weaker mortar in it. You jam it in, probably a good 6-8 inches or so, like pretty deep. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jotun's Jest.
Okay.
That is the worst plan.
What happened?
From an architectural standpoint,
well,
that is the absolute
worst
here's the possible plan.
Here's the thing. A dagger is a tiny sized instrument. So when it goes to sized for a large person, it's only going to be about the side of a short sword or a long sword.
Sized for a gargantuan creature, it'll be the size of a great sword.
So it'll be the size of a great sword, which means it's not going to annihilate the whole wall. It's just going to break a small section of it.
GM, what happens?
So the dagger drastically increases in size, and width as well.
Yeah.
And basically it is now about 2.5, 3 feet wide, probably a good 8 inches across, and yes, has done significant displacement to the stones around it that are definitely out of joint, but the interior structure seems to be still fairly stable based on the positioning of the blade.
And I'm going to try to wiggle it out so that it comes out, and probably a number of the bricks come out too, but gives us a narrow but workable hole, hopefully.
Are you pulling the bricks out, or are you pulling the dagger out?
Trying to pull the blade out.
I'll try and pull some of the bricks out while that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So, John, I need Elishard to make me an athletics check at disadvantage. The rest of you can make athletics checks at advantage.
Oh, good. Athletics. I'm so good at this.
You get advantage, though.
Here's what we brought your sibling.
Hey, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Virshana's here, too. He can help.
Yeah, that's true. Virshana is here. I don't have enough character sheets open on one side of my
Sorry.
Let's see if we can get enough tabs open that Jack's computer just
crashes.
That's how we win D&D.
Completely falls over. Like not even crashes, like the computer physically just falls over.
Yeah, like the monitor says, "I'm done with this shit."
Too many files.
As far as you can tell, Elishard, the dagger itself isn't actually moving. What you're doing is basically wiggling some bricks.
I mean, hey, if it makes it looser for everyone else to pull out, that's fine.
They seem to have been significantly loosened from their previously reinforced state, though. So Zoe's able to get a couple out. Koroshan is able to get out 3 or 4. And Virshana just steps up and just starts kicking and punches like an entire section through the other side.
So I know it's not concentration and it just lasts a minute. Can I drop Jotun's Jest or what?
Sure.
Okay. So once there are enough bricks moved and that we've knocked loose, I will shrink the dagger back to its normal size.
Okay. And you guys have a decent size hole to crawl into the space beyond.
I'll crawl in first because I'm somewhat sneaky.
Yes. Absolutely.
Alrighty. Boop. There you go.
And also an acceptable sacrifice. I mean,
I, for
Don't
one,
say that
welcome the
about your
arrival of
future
our new
queen.
sewer overlords.
why do you think you're an acceptable sacrifice?
It's the Lelouch gambit. The king also always has to move first, which leads to them having some really weird workarounds for their chess games.
Well, so you typically can't move the king first in a chess
No.
game, but Code Geass doesn't
No.
care.
Code Geass very specifically manages to make Lelouch interrupt like 8 different chess games so that he can move
The king,
first,
yeah.
because the game was already ongoing.
Oh, okay. I can only play in chess if the game has already started somewhat.
Because his first move has to be to move the king.
That's so
Yeah.
weird. All right.
It's metaphorically resonant, and the show is sweet.
Oh yeah,
but
no, I'm sure it's got
so
good narrative reasons. It's funny when
sort
they're
of
like,
sneaking, seeing what I can see in this room.
it's a big, well, not huge, but it's a fairly sizable empty room.
All right. Can I
There-
move up
like-
to the door and sort of listen at these 2 doors? Perception, that would be
That would be perception.
cool.
I guess then the sewer's like over here off to the right.
11. Sorry, I don't know why advantage was still toggled.
No worries.
English
with
is
an,
weird.
with an 11, dead silence, both of them.
All right. I'm still trying to be quiet, but I'll sort of gesture for everyone else to come through.
Quietly come through from the sewer.
Yep.
Everybody's in this room now.
I can't hear anything, but let's assume that there are people moving around at least some portions of this estate, given it is the estate of the active rulers of the district.
It may also be possible that if the warders are undead servants, that they are standing perfectly still at their guard positions, and so we might not hear them until we stumble across them.
That too. Yeah, I'm gonna try one of these doors. Probably whichever one was closer to where we came in.
That would be this one.
Okay, so I'll try that door.
Okay. That door leads to a small room. There's a number of heavy traveling cloaks and sturdy boots.
Rummaging through, see if anyone's left anything in their pockets.
Pockets seem to be mostly empty. One of them kind of gives a clink, and you pull out a coin purse. 17 gold inside.
Excellent.
Nice.
This is what I do.
So we did find their escape route. Good. I'm gonna listen at I'm gonna listen at this door that we're next to, that the other one, and just try to see if there's anything on the other side of it. And I'm holding my breath because I can hold my breath forever, so that I'm not hearing my own breathing and trying to hear somebody else's.
Roll
I
perception.
want to point out I more than doubled how much coin I had.
Excellent.
And basically, if I'm not talking, I'm holding my breath so that I can hear better and be heard less, for whatever that means.
Okay.
21.
Yeah. Just very, very quiet on the other side.
And very quietly open the door.
This one's locked.
This one's locked, so
Yep.
try the door.
Lock picks.
Try the door, see that it's locked, step away so Zoe can unlock.
All right. Thieves' tools, go.
24.
Click, click. And in front of you is another room. This one has a couple pegs driven into the walls. There's a couple belts hanging from them with short swords in each.
I'm going to grab those belts move over to the sewer exit and toss them in the sewage.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody coming behind us finding weapons they can use if they're
All
looking
right.
for them.
I will try and go through any pockets that are on those belts.
Yeah.
see if
Like,
there's anything.
if there's
not.
anything
Yeah,
other
no
than swords
no
on them.
pouches on the belts. These are
Cool.
specifically sword belts.
Yeah. So,
Jeez, got it.
phew.
All right. So sneaking through down this way.
Okay.
I'm not expecting that we're terribly quiet because we have everyone who's in this party except for me. But I am trying to sort of peek around the corners
All right.
there.
And
Vershana, what are you?
See
or,
anything.
yeah, Vershana's trailing behind. Cora, what are you doing anything particular during
I'm,
this?
I
whole
am also
sequence?
following along.
Okay. Sounds good.
Assuming I don't see anything at the two other corners that I can see on this map, I'm going to move down to here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'll look
Or
over
I assume I see a sort of dead end.
Yeah.
as we're preparing to follow Zoe. I'll look over at Cora, and do you want to?
Oh, that's intimidation.
Be right behind Zoe, or do you want to take up the rear?
14.
I would rather be in the center in this case. You are, if we get assaulted, if we get attacked from behind, frankly, you're better equipped to handle that.
Wait. So I'll look at Vershana and just like hold up hands for rock paper scissors to see who goes last.
He holds up his hand and just shoves you forward.
All right, good. So
So
Vershana will be last.
Yep. With a 14, Zoe, you're able to pretty quickly pick up that you've got a standard alternating stone pattern to the walls that make up the masonry in here. And then, but directly to the right-hand side, there's a section about 4 feet tall that is lined in a perfect rectangle with the joints on the stone. And it looks like, based on what you can see, this looks like the back end of a push.
Okay. Do I think that I could move it or probably not?
I mean, it depends on how it's balanced, but yeah, just giving it a try would probably be
All right.
reasonable.
So I'll sort of trace that line so everyone can see what I'm doing, and then just sort of try and pull whatever I think would be the best way to get this out.
All right, make me an athletics check then.
Cool. Seven.
There's a
Better
faint
than Cora, not by much.
there's a faint hitch, and then it begins to scrape and just swing open in an arc inward. Fairly quietly. This thing is apparently very well balanced in terms of its construction. And you push a secret door open, and as you kind of look into the next room, you can see there's a section of shelves basically built into this wall that sort of conceals the area
All right.
behind it, so that it's not as nearly as evident as a secret door from the other side.
Can I listen again?
Yep. Give me a perception check.
7.
7. You don't hear anything particular. The room in front of you that you can just see into now is there's a couple small candles off to the left-hand side, so there's some dim lighting through here. Looks to be mostly crates, storage, that sort of thing.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to move into this room and sort of gesture for everyone to follow me.
Okay. Which brings us back to Diamond's turn.
Following after.
Yes, I am no longer surrounded by a crying baby, and I'm gonna shoot.
Well, yeah, because the rest of the crowd ran away.
No, me. I'm the crying baby. Anyway, I'm going to shoot. I can only see these guys. Is the one blinded guy directly next to Rorik dead?
Yes, this guy is deceased.
Yeah, let's call him.
Boop.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna shoot the one that is blinded with wall of
Okay.
light. This one.
So that attack is at advantage
Yes, it is. Excuse me.
because he can't see shit.
It's the wrong. I also have 40 million tabs open.
Good for you.
Like this. No, I don't want to be this way. 25.
25 hits.
Cool.
So he suffers 4d8, 15 radiant damage.
Yeah.
Nice. And the length of the wall decreases by 10 feet.
Yes, it does. I can't move the wall.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. I kept reading it again, just trying to make sure. Okay.
Yep.
Otherwise,
it would have to be like, a train of light or caravan of light.
that would be great, honestly. But I can move.
Yes, you can.
I can move here.
All right.
I'm gonna move there. And
Sounds
that's my turn.
okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Cole, your turn, sir.
Okay. So people ran up in front of me, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 run up to here, and he kind of turns, plants his feet, takes a deep breath in, puts his hands out in front of him, and then cone of cold in this direction.
All righty.
So I can't make a cone template, so
No problem. It's is it a 30-foot cone?
60-foot cone.
60-foot cone. God, I forget how big those things are.
Yep.
That's what she said.
Sure.
If it's a 60-foot cone, I feel like she's saying something other than that. Like,
I have always said many dick jokes about overly large things that could kill people. Okay, don't kink shame me.
Oh no. I'm
Also,
just
this is my voice
screaming.
right now because there's a baby that's trying to sleep.
Mhm.
Welcome to Nikki's ASMR about things that could murder you while in coitus.
All right. So all of these things are going to need to make Constitution saves.
Yep. Let me.
What's your spell save DC?
17.
17.
Constitution. Oh, and I rolled shit for damage. That's a lot of 2s and 3s, and
All right.
oh well.
So that's a success. Half damage on a
Yes.
A
half
save,
damage.
yeah. Okay.
I'll throw it.
That's a success as well. Cabal.
Exactly, Jeremy.
Ball makes a con save. 17. Good for him.
God damn it. If anything dies, it's frozen, but I have a feeling nothing's
Does he
gonna die.
have disadvantage because he is still slowed?
No, that's
on
only
dexterity.
only on dex. He gets a -2 to his dex.
Oh, I see. It is Constitution save. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yep. hmm
sadly.
It's okay. You took away all his temporary hit points.
Mm.
Merc has to make a con save as well. This guy
By the
also
way, not to
takes
make
half
things
damage.
worse for us, but do the undead things have a turn? I
Yes,
looked
they
it up in
do.
order.
Mhm.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that had gotten forgotten in the pile of character sheets.
There's a whole bit going on, but yes, no, the
Okay.
the undead are on the way. They're
Okay.
zombies though. They're really slow.
Cool.
All right. Merc, where'd you go, buddy? You all right there? Ooh,
Oh,
he takes
Jeremy and I are just making each other laugh.
Okay.
Hey, someone took full damage. Yay.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
I love my friends. I just want to say that.
For those of us who's curious, we're just sharing D&D memes and then arguing about targeting. Like, it's
Really
not
no.
anything other than that.
That's our
Only
brand. Make a
targeting
joke
dungeon-
and then beat it senseless.
Exactly.
Half damage.
And then make a joke about beating it senseless, which is what's got me right now.
Y'all, we're on stream right now.
So,
I
two
know.
of these zombies are now frozen statues.
Hey,
Sweet.
cool.
They really don't have that many hit points.
It's exciting.
Mostly they're there to provide flanking bonuses.
Yeah. Which
But
they're
Dance
not doing
Macabre is a really
because-
fun spell, and I wanted to cast it. So
Hey, fair.
all right. Okay. That takes care of everybody there. All right. Bonus action for
Nope,
Cole?
I don't have any one
All
of
right.
those. I
Right
still
about
look-
now, right about now, your Raven lands on your shoulder. By the way.
Okay, cool.
All right. And Giannis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good. He can see people now.
Please.
I will need.
I can't breathe.
That's a problem.
Everybody, I will need Wotan, Aurelia, Cole, and Diamond to make a dexterity save.
Ah,
Oh
okay.
no.
Are you
It's
being
only-
fireballed?
Hex only affects ability checks, so I don't have disadvantage.
Right. mhm. Cole, you take 17 fire damage. Aurelia, you take 17 fire damage.
Our memes have
On
become
the plus
reality.
side, we made Jack's choice of spells easy, which is always nice when you're playing an
Don't
NPC.
let your memes just stay dreams.
Uh,
I take 17 fire damage, assumedly.
8. So 10.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, wait. Hang on a second. What?
Well, it stays up.
Oh, they've got the wrong specs in for this. Hang on. Roll that back.
Oh.
Roll that back.
Oh, okay.
The only
I
people
keep
that
my
are
con save?
making the saves are Cole and Aurelia,
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We've already made their
Um,
saves.
who have already made
Yeah.
their saves. So
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. I was like, Flame Strike does not just do 4d6 fire damage.
Oh, well, now I'm just disappointed.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I got a 2.
Yeah, the fact that it wasn't a fireball is disappointing.
And I lose silence.
After all that build up.
Yep.
Flow is still up, though.
All right. So you guys both took your 17 fire damage. You also take 12 radiant damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Do I make a second? I guess I make a second save for that.
No, you only make it's all one attack.
It's
Oh,
all
one?
it's all one. Yeah. So
Okay.
you're the total
I'm
that
good.
you're yeah. mhm.
I had a 20. I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
you're
so-
fine. They did not break 40. You did not suffer 42 points of damage.
Yep.
I want to know who this guy's god is.
Speaking
and I wanna
of
have
all
a
the
scribe
fireball
speaking
discussion,
to.
though, I was this week years old when I learned that you can buy fireball whiskey in a box,
You can.
Yep.
like wine.
Yeah.
What?
You can.
What?
If you ever
Come
want
to
to,
the south, baby.
if you
Jeez.
if you ever want to get the most redneck of drinks, boxed fireball whiskey is it.
I was going to say, if you ever want to die.
I have a new werewolf concept in case my werewolf dies.
Excellent. And it's Aurelia's turn.
Yay. Okay. This is not going well.
I don't know what you're on about. This is
That's it.
going perfectly.
What are you talking about? We're doing
I'm-
fine.
I
Because that pack isn't an emotional dumpster fire enough.
I'm going to
Add fireball.
We
what's my
are
range?
so
Sorry,
good at
I forgot what
communicating.
my range is on this thing.
The funny thing is, like, the next thing that happens back in the sewers is Elishard turning to Cora and going, okay, we should check in with the others.
And it's just
wait.
fire and screaming.
Just wait. 80.
Like, as far as Wotan's concerned, this went off without a hitch.
All right, I'm gonna fire at Roz there.
Oh, okay.
Breathe.
Or don't.
I don't have to. I can hold my
But
breath
a 13
indefinitely.
probably, maybe, yeah. She's got armor on now.
So you're the 13. Yeah, you lower your weapon and pull the trigger. There's a terrific crack, and the bullet.
Oh wait,
off
you know
of
what?
her.
I couldn't have done that because I don't have my gun out because I wouldn't have brought it out. I wouldn't have had it out.
Oh, okay. Then you'll have to do
Um,
something else.
Yeah, sorry. That was
Yeah, because it takes an action to call a gun because
I
there's
forgot that completely.
no invocation for bonus action packed weapon summoning.
I know it's
I
very
wish.
annoying. I'm gonna try an Eldritch Blaster then. I don't
Okay.
like this. So and that's 120 feet, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're well within range for that.
That's a 24. I
24.
think that hits.
Right in the chin.
Okay. So 3 beams. Yes. No.
Yeah,
2 beams.
but
3
there's
beams at
separate
11th
attacks.
level.
Three beams at 11. Yeah, so you're at 2
Yeah,
right
2.
now. So 2
okay,
attacks
2 beams.
right now.
Here we go. I know how this game works.
You
18
have to roll.
damage.
You'll have to roll to hit for the second one as well.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Each one is a separate attack.
Each beam is a separate
Ah!
attack, just like
I do Eldritch Blast so much, you can tell.
Scorching
Okay.
Ray.
Yep. All right.
I think
18
that hits.
damage.
So yeah,
2 attacks.
bam, bam. 2 chunks of force just slam her backwards a little
Yep.
bit.
Does that break the hex on me?
We will have to see.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. You see her grit her teeth a little bit, kind of test one of them with her tongue,
Uh-huh.
and kind of look over at you with a grin.
Yep. I am going to back up and try and get closer to Wotan because I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. The warders go next. This guy's blind, but he can hear things, so he's going to step up.
He can hear his friends being blended.
A little bit. Less. It's less a blender and more the sound that it makes when you crush walnuts with a hammer.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Will It Crunch, starring
The
Rory.
7. That's a 10. That's a 15. None of his hit.
The
This guy's
brave man walking up
around.
blinded. Oh, well.
All right. One of them's going to. They're still focusing primarily on Rorik because he's the scarier of the two, as far as they're concerned.
Just you wait.
Wow.
Just you wait.
2 natural 1s and then a 5. Way
Yes.
to go, buddy.
I went to Just You White and Regan's Just You White.
All right.
I went
The
to
guy
Hamilton.
behind Diamond is making his attacks with advantage, at least. What's your AC?
13.
Okay. First one hits you for 4 slashing. Second one hits you for 6 slashing.
Yeah.
And the last one misses you.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's 2 concentration.
Shh. Don't. Nope. The highest of the give is a 10, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Color commentary on the combat is all I can do right now.
Nice.
All right. Yep.
Focused.
You are focused as hell, which is good because the other guy off to the left is going to hit you with 3 longbow attacks. 8 damage. 7 damage. And the last one misses. So 2 more constitution saves.
Let me do my health real quick.
Okay.
How you doing, Diamond?
1 sec.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You are dialed in on this wall.
I am not even at half yet.
Okay. Way to not be squishy. I'm very squishy, so I'm just in professional nerves of
It's
everyone. being
thanks to
squishy.
the max being brought up a little bit.
My hit points are in the triple digits right now.
So are mine.
That's nice.
Sheesh.
That's cool.
To be fair, I have 100 hit points.
Oh yeah, no, I have 61 normally.
So out of 93, I'm at 47.
I have 93 normally. I have 7 extra hit points from the hero speech, so I have exactly 100 hit points.
Yep. Anyway.
My boosted number is 68.
So Nightwalker Elishard has 146 hit points.
Where is he
Beat
right
you
now?
all.
That's when he transforms, though.
That's when I transform. Regular
Where are
Elishard,
you right now?
In
uh,
the sewer.
in the sewer.
Right. Yeah.
Regular
Oh, weird.
Elishard has 127 hit points.
Huh. Yeah. Huh. Weird. Wow.
I'm not the one that tried to attack a public execution.
We didn't either. We just tried to save the guy they were executing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Look,
things
I just
happened.
need the call, and I just bamfed everybody out of there. Like that's
What did Zoe say? If you can't do it subtly without being spotted, is it really worth it? This guy is going to be useless and you're going to feel stupid.
I mean, to be fair, the person who actually is responsible for him escaping thus far is just running away with the crowd and not really drawing attention.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like,
All right.
he'll be potentially useful, just not right now.
With ponderous steps, Zoe's straining to push as much speed in as he can. Gabal strides forward and looks over, points a finger toward Rorik, and just sort of makes a slow beckoning gesture.
Does spell go off?
That's what we're going to have to find out.
Okay.
Next week.
He needs to roll a D20. Does he need to
D20.
roll over an 11?
He needs to roll under an 11 to have it go off this round.
He rolled a 7. What does that mean?
Hang on. On an
Slow.
11 or higher, yeah. So the spell goes off.
Spell goes off.
Yep. If it was 11 or up, it doesn't go off until the next turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
okay.
Fuck.
Okay. Cool. Nope. Wait. Hiya!
That one.
Rorik
Counterspell. Jack.
is a counterspell.
Get out!
Yeah, Jack doesn't look at the chat. Remember this.
I do not look at the chat unless
Yeah, you
somebody
have to say.
rolling
Okay.
something that I need to read.
Sorry.
All
Yes.
right.
So if it's a 5th level spell or lower, it's countered.
Yep.
It was a 5th level spell.
Fuck off.
Rorik is not dominated.
Equal level warlocks just turn off spells.
Oh yeah.
Well, remember how I said I could bamf everybody out of there? That was a lie.
Yeah, the Warlocks only have 2 spells, so, you know.
Oh, I know.
Just
These
I
guys
just had
have 3.
the mental image of Gabal coming around and go, come here to Rorik, and then Diamond's like, no, come here.
Who do you love more, Rorik? Who do you love more?
Me, obviously.
Raz takes a flying leap and lands down here.
Okay.
Still locked eyes with Aurelia.
Yep.
Try using a weapon next time, Lassie! And points the crossbow at you.
Cool.
What's your AC?
15.
15. She rolled a 15. You
Okay.
take 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
And as the bolt slams into your torso, you feel the initial impact. And then suddenly there's a second impact. And you take another 30 points of force damage.
Oh, I'm still up.
Now is the time to flee.
And she cocks another bolt back in.
Yep.
And with an 18, you take another 9 piercing straight
I'm
to the
out.
chest.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
bad.
down.
Which means the slow goes away.
Yep, slow goes
That's
away.
real bad.
Does it explode?
No, not that one. She can
Okay.
she can only do Wrathful Smite, or she can only do Eldritch Smite once per turn.
Okay.
Slow
Ouch.
goes away.
Run away quickly. Run away.
Jack, look at text. Look at chat.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And with that final bit of bookkeeping, as Aurelia's unconscious body slams into the pavement, that is where we will pick up again next week. It's Rorik's turn.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.